This college basketball picks and Big East AAC MEAC Big West and Mountain West Conference Tournament edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for all the details. Plus, compete against SGPN this March in an epic college basketball survivor contest. First place gets $75,000. Enter at splashsports.com/SGPN. And SGPN is giving away $2,000 in our free March Madness bracket competition. Sign up today at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. Looking sharp, Sean.
Thank you.
Very bright.
Got my Syracuse jersey on.
You look like a road cone.
Thank you. Yeah, I do feel like it does have a kind of construction workery vibe, but that's okay. I'm a working stiff. I identify with my fellow blue collar Joes out there, getting it done, getting in some work, and coming here talking college hoops.
Hopefully the cone is safe, and it's not a road that Mr. Boeheim might be driving on.
Oh wow, Ryan! Yeah. Wow, too soon. I get it. Your team lost, and you're upset.
You want to talk about we can wait until Colby's here to talk about the ACC officials, or we can talk about it now.
Let's bring Colby on. Colby Dant from the College Experience, AKA Pick Dundee. Colby, thanks for hopping on the show here. Kramer, you have the floor. Your Virginia Tech Hokies blew a game. I think I was originally on Cal. Then you guys talked me into Virginia Tech. Hey, you got to take Virginia Tech. Cal's coming off this quadruple overtime game, and then what?
It was a rigged game.
So I'd say a couple things. One, the halftime adjustment completely squandered the Virginia Tech offense. Effectively left them useless for the rest of the game. How Cal and so my first issue I would take is that Virginia Tech had no business covering this game from the get go, but Cal just missed free throw.
Should have won the game
after free throw after free throw in one of the impressively worst hold my beer performances I've ever seen. Somehow every time Virginia Tech would just hand the ball to Cal, they would just do the same thing, or they'd get fouled. Great offensive possession, they'd get fouled, miss 2 free throws. It was unfucking believable. Then for the second game in a row, we watched the ACC officials clearly make it about themselves. They see the ACC. It's a dying conference. They're like, no one's talking about our teams. We got to make a new team. So the officials stepped up and they said, you know what? Right after, because if you watch the Notre Dame pick game, you would have seen
the way that ended was
one
crazy.
of the worst calls you've ever seen. Tie game, shot, miss, balls kind of going up. There's rebounds, and it would have been an overtime game. You don't call a foul, the ball wouldn't have gone in, but they call a foul. They call a foul to essentially say, we don't want the players to play for 5 more minutes to decide this game. We want to decide the game right here. And those fucking officials, I think they were the same ones in the Hokie game. At least one of them had the smuggest. That's just the rules, bro. Look, fuck you.
That was crazy.
Then coming back to the Virginia Tech game,
and they reviewed it to make sure the foul call was before the buzzer, but I guess
ridiculous.
I don't think they could overturn it. There
it gets worse.
It was not a.
But how do you know when you called?
Hold on, Cole, because then you get back to the Virginia Tech game where there is a loose ball situation. 2 guys go up. The Cal guy comes down. His balance is off because he just jumped for a rebound between 2 Virginia Tech guys. He's falling out of bounds. And somewhere in there, the ref finds a foul to call. And this is the one I think that most people would have issue with. But you remember, they couldn't even inbound the fucking ball. They couldn't inbound the ball and get fouled. There's a million reasons why. And in hilarious fashion, they go to extra overtimes again. Cal playing 6 overtimes in 2 games.
That's insane.
And they get the cover in comical fashion. I mean, it's just once you get to the what was crazy is Virginia Tech had literally had no successful offensive possessions that weren't like a corner 3-pointer for a long time. It was all just that's what a game looks like when you don't get any buys in your conference tournament. If you're playing early in a big conference tournament, that's what your team looks like.
Oh, right.
Hot.
I mean,
Syracuse is right here.
What did I say? What did I say earlier? I said, you know what? Mike Young, go back to recruiting 3 stars and putting together the best squad of under athletic white dudes with 1 black dude. Just do that. Be good enough. You can't bottom out. Your job is to not be noticeable next to the football program. And even with all the fucking bullshit in the football program, your dumbass is somehow making headlines because you're getting re-signed in a year where you can't even fucking drop an offensive play. Colby, have you seen a team play worse offense? Horrible. Sean, you know what it reminded me of? When we played in that rec league in North Hollywood, and the average athletic gap between our team and the other teams was such that we literally couldn't get to the basket in some games if we tried. That's what Virginia Tech looked like on offense. So refs are terrorists. Buy the shirt.
Yeah,
I think we got a promo going. Madness, maybe
promo code Madness, 20% off everything. We shipped I think a decent number of hoodies and T-shirts today, thanks to the ACC officials. Checking in with the chat, David Matola, a legend in the chat, saying he's back. If you remember, I don't remember when we first discovered this, but David hangs out at a Applebee's in Yuma, Arizona.
Sick.
Only person here pounding 805s and watching the show. Let's fucking go.
I only remember because we get to make a bad 310 to Yuma joke.
Well, I remember
does.
Because we looked up the Applebee's on Yelp in Yuma, Arizona. There's 2 actually. I don't know which one he's at, but one is 2.7 on Yelp at 85 reviews. One is 2.6 at 110.
Is that good or bad? You think? What do you think the average Applebee's review is?
That's probably true.
Not good for a normal place, but for an Applebee's, who knows? Maybe the Yuma is like a top 10 spot.
I gotta read this this 2-star review. Sometimes life take 2 stars. This is February 7th, so maybe just missing David here. Sometimes life takes you to unexpected places, like an Applebee's in Yuma at 9:00 before a funeral the next day. With limited options, we leaned in, kept our expectations low, and embraced the inevitable. We were sad immediately. Less appropriate was the wait. Our server took his time making an appearance, and once we finally ordered drinks, another 15 to 20 minutes passed before they arrived. At that point, we were just grateful they showed up at all. I wasn't super hungry, so I went with the queso dip, a decision I immediately regretted. The cheese had developed a film, a telltale sign had been sitting under a heat lamp for way too long. I didn't investigate further. My old fashioned was solid, however, no notes. For the ambiance, sticky. The menu, sticky. The table, sticky. The floor, you guessed it, sticky.
That's gross.
And to top it off, my nephew woke up the next day with a full blown food bug, courtesy of some rogue corn dogs. Coincidence? We'll never know. But hey, you rolled the dice. So shout out to the Applebee's in Yuma, eating good in the neighborhood. Colby, what did you make of the officiating?
Yeah, I think it was a bigger situation in the Pitt game. Like Virginia Tech, I've got to put that on Young, man. Inbounding the ball multiple, how many times and just throwing up 50-50 balls.
It's not just that, it's the coach, the end game coaching. There was also the possession where they just, as if the final shot play, they have the ball, they can hold it for the final shot. And with 2 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever it was, they go with a hot bounce pass to the post to a guy who wasn't even ready, giving them a chance to win the game. Like unbelievably poor coached team.
But I think Virginia Tech should have won outright. They should have won in the first overtime. Like they gave Cal every chance, despite Virginia Tech shooting 3 for 25 from 3.
It's insane.
Good God.
What was Cal? Oh, I got to pull up. What was Cal from the line?
72% better than Virginia Tech, actually.
No, why am I in my mind? They missed 50 free throws.
I think you're just fired up, Ryan.
That's what I'm saying. I think the bigger story. I think the bigger story of the refs is that Pitt game. That was a terrible, terrible call. And here's just the thing: if you're, and if you're replaying when you called the foul, I think you could then see and just say, "Hey, it's in overtime." Because how the fuck's the audience going to know when exactly the foul called? So they should have just said, "Hey, we couldn't tell when it was. Game's in overtime." In my opinion.
Why even call the foul? Why call that foul?
Yeah.
Why? What are you do? Listen, maybe we all haven't refereed games before. I've refereed games. It's very easy to make a decision to want to involve yourself.
Just let them play.
It's an absolute mania.
Well, also too, like if you break it down on that Pitt game in particular, he the ball's like way coming down, and then he raises his hand like it was a slow call.
Yeah,
it was just crazy. I don't know how you don't. You're just to your point, Kramer. Why involve yourself in that game? It wasn't a great game, but it was going to go to overtime because we needed to settle it more. I
gotta bring these up. I gotta show a couple things real quick.
I'd like to get to a point where we can actually hold them accountable. I hate the anonymity of the fact we don't know which calls or from which refs. They don't have to answer. Put a microphone in their face.
I will say, not to tout.
The win probability chart.
Not to tout rugby, but that is one amazing thing when you go to a review or you hear the conversation, it just comes out over the PA system. You get to hear what they're talking about, so you don't have to those ACC refs are smug fucking assholes.
Yes,
and it's just like if you make them have a little bit of transparency, you can solve some of these problems where. Obviously, you didn't need to call a foul there. So yeah, I mean, look, maybe a fixture. I first wanted to pull this one up.
I don't know. Well, how
look at this double bang.
The Cal Virginia Tech. That's insane.
This is kind of my point that Virginia Tech kind of, you see that this is a game where you're like the team on top probably should have won the game. But you look at the end of regulation and the end of the first overtime. And you're like, holy shit.
They really had a chance to win. Couldn't get it done. Although we had some, how about Gonzaga? We were all over the Zags. You also want to talk about ugly shooting game. That was crazy. I think they were 1 of 27 from behind the arc at some point. That was insane. Nice cover though for the Zags getting it done. Congrats on your conference tourney future winner there. Colby, any other big results from today besides Syracuse moving on? My future is alive.
Yeah, I would say it's substantial that Vermont is no longer only scoring 42 points at home.
Oh my God! How did they only put up 42?
I know Bogues that missed the game for them, but still, there's no excuse for that. And then the Delaware Blue Hens fought really hard, and then the Nazis were terrible late. They were up. The Nazis were up. Nazis were up the entire game, and they just couldn't get it done there down the stretch. Missed a wide open layup, which would have probably won them the game. How about the 1 seed Central Connecticut State, the real Blue Devils? Taking only scoring 43 at home. That red flash St. Francis defense, super elite.
They're the Friars as well, right? I saw someone tweet out their mascot. He looked pretty awesome.
What St. Francis red flash?
Red Flash.
But isn't their mascot a big Friar type character?
I don't think so. I think it's just a flash of lightning, like the comic book.
I think you might be wrong here, Colby.
It is a Friar.
Yeah,
it appears to
be
Frank the Friar. Come on, I thought you knew ball.
Wait, show me this thing.
I'll show it to you.
Because I'm building slides all day. As a slide master, I know what I'm working with here.
Frankie the Fryer. Come on, Colby. I thought you knew ball.
This is actually a great picture because it also is like a ransom note where you have the newspaper. So you can, proof of life or whatever. And this is that date. Look at, he's standing right in front of the St. Francis. So.
Yeah,
you're talking. Okay. Oh, you're talking okay. I thought you meant the logo.
Oh, look at him.
Yeah. I had the logo ready to go because I was like, you don't know what you're talking about, Sonny. Yeah.
That'll be fun. He's going dancing.
I thought you meant let me just
oh, here we go.
Now Colby's got to pull up the logo.
Colby's going to hijack the show.
Did I not load this? Anyway, if you look at the logo, it's like the Flash. It's like the San Diego Chargers bolt. So that's what I thought you were referring to.
Right there.
Yeah.
Shout out to Frankie the Fryer. I love that.
That's a character in Guess Who. That's a character in Guess Who right there.
Make the eyes
smile. His teeth are bigger than the rest of his head.
Why make the eyes like that?
Very unfortunate. All right, we got some games to get to. We got some more conference tourney previews. But before we hop into it, of course, we're giving away $2,000 for free in our March Madness bracket competition. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. And also we're doing a college basketball survivor 75K winner take all. Go to splashsports.sgpn. Kramer, why don't you walk people through how does a college basketball survivor work?
It's pretty wild. And I do feel like it's the kind of thing that we see so many people in the Circa Survivor forget to get their pick in.
That's happened to me.
College basketball survivor.
It's happened to me a couple times in the college basketball because we're going to be out there getting drunk, partying. The Friday after being out in Vegas for 3 days, I'm hungover. Then I forget to get it in. So remember, make sure to get your picks in. But essentially, you're taking one team
every
day.
Every day,
and you can do multiple entries. 75K winner take all.
So yeah, but you got to pick one every day, which seems pretty simple. Until you start thinking about it.
Yeah.
Well,
obviously,
because once you use a team, you burn them.
Yeah, and you don't want to. You want to have teams for the Elite Eight, the Final Four, the championship game itself. So there is some strategy there. Like you want to find those. I mean, dare you take a dog day one? Kramer, are you going chalky?
I don't. I haven't really thought about it. Other to think, I assume I'll be targeting one of those like 6-11, 5-12 matchups. Team maybe you think can win a game but not win two.
Yeah,
hopefully. So, but you don't want to get too cute.
Well, but then you can buy multiple entries. So you could. I forget the max. I think it's like 20. I don't know if you go full max, but maybe you take 4 entries.
I have 4.
Play a little game theory. Super fun.
Colby, who's your favorite first round survivor play?
Well, we don't know who they're playing.
Well, I know. That's why I just want to get his. I'm gonna get it where he's at right now.
I will take no. That many whites, you can't be confident with them in the first round.
Citing whites.
I would say, like off the top of my head, I would probably you're looking for like the chalk, like give me Houston.
Ooh.
Because Houston, as they
early,
go, well, they always get injured in the NCAA tournament. So get that out of the way what you can. Makes sense.
I like
Kansas.
that.
Someone in the chat just had it too. Kansas is a good one too.
These teams that at least we'll see how the whole bracket takes down. We got plenty of times to lock in the picks, but someone like that I think is a good angle, Colby. Where I don't think Houston's going to be a Final Four team at least right now. But I obviously love them in the first couple rounds. Maybe save them to the second day, or Sweet 16. I don't know. That's what's fun about this. And maybe we even try and do a bonus segment, Ryan, sometime if we have time, mapping out what we would do.
It's like,
you're right, because you don't know who's gonna. It's not like NFL Survivor. Yeah,
the strategy would come from the type of. Obviously there's going to be people that are like running their simulations and they're going to be looking to target teams with this, in this band with the first round. Cause you want to make sure you protect your contenders or what. That's actually what I would do. Whoever you think your contenders are. So when you fill out a bracket, your Final Four, or just like the teams that you think these are the teams that can win it all, try to like try to not use them. That's a simple formula, and you don't have to overthink it. But just take those like 4 to 6 teams and just put them off to the side. See how hard it is without them.
Yeah. Splashsports.com/SGPN. Get in before this thing fills up, and already got a ton of interest. So optimistic it's going to fill up. So get in.
We are doing a show, Sean, where we like fill out. We'll pick games Thursday, then Friday, and then we'll do a bracket.
Yeah.
Our Wednesday show will be a bracket. We will.
Oh, we're going to include some Survivor.
No. Let's also just do with our once because we'll have our bracket filled out. We'll then pick the Survivor teams.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right.
That's the move.
And of course, shout out to Edge Boost. I already used my Edge Boost Visa card. Everyone thinks, oh, Sean, you're crazy for taking a little bet on Syracuse to win the ACC at 250 to 1. Well, first off, my ticket's still live, and 2, I don't give a shit. It's not my money. It's my Edge Boost rewards. So why do I care? It's not my money. I got it by betting on sports. That's right. Imagine getting rewards for betting on sports. I love free shit and I love betting on sports. So the Edge Boost Visa debit card is perfect for me. And when you use the promo code SGPN, you get the higher cash back. You get that instant tier 2 status, FDIC insured. It's free. Again, they don't run your credit. They don't do anything. It helps us out, obviously, and it's a great card. I can 100% speak to the fact that I've used it. I got the rewards. I use the rewards. It's fun. Favorite part of the first of the month. EdgeBoost.bet. Promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. Head over there, use the promo code SGPN, get you a 100% deposit bonus up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply on that bonus. But of course, easy deposit, easy withdrawal on that sweet cryptocurrency. I just withdrew a nice chunk over at mybookie.ag. Very easy, very simple. Bitcoin running a nice sale now, so good time to get in. Mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN.
I feel like we should do at some point between now and the tournament. We should do a bonus blackjack YouTube only stream.
All right, we'll see if we can crowbar that in. We got a big celebrity coming to town. Pick Dundee. We got a selection Sunday picking him up.
Do we have his car service squared away?
Well, I can.
Yeah, please, if you can.
I can give you a ride from the airport, Colby, on Sunday. But also too, you definitely have your flight reservations because I made them, and then you text me like, "Hey, wait, I didn't get the one confirmation." 100% double check you have your flights.
I'm just going off those those text photos because I couldn't find a couple of those emails, so it's just
oh no.
But I want to bring it back a little bit, guys.
Sure. What else you got?
I want to complain more. It's me, I like bitching.
It's fun.
And those ACC announcers.
Oh.
All right. Between Jay Billis last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago, and then the team of announcers they had today pumping this 4 quarters bullshit, pumping this timeout, advance the ball bullshit, pumping the what was the other one? It was there was a third one there.
It was kind of awkward that when they brought it up in the VT game because the whoever the analyst was like, nah, I don't like it.
I mean, multiple announcers talking about this today. We don't want this in the sport. Like the 24-second shot clock is killing me here. They want to go from I still want it at 35. It's at 30 now. They want to go to 24. I don't understand why. It's not like their ratings are bad. I don't understand this.
It's
what's the
more offense trying to drive more points. I mean, I will say to Colby's point,
also too, it's like what college basketball is pretty darn good. We have the tournament. We have it's a slightly different product than the NBA, which makes it cool, which makes it interesting. You have a tournament, which literally any team in the country can get in if they win their conference tournament. What more do we need to change? We don't need to change jack shit. Just let it be. What's going on? People love gambling. People love watching the games. Is there a ratings crisis I'm unaware of?
I know Billis has been on our show multiple times. Nice guy, but I can't. The court storming thing was to me horrible. But I actually think the worst one out of all of it is the advance the ball. I've always hated that. I've always thought that was some like some WWF bullshit where you just have you can just randomly advance the ball in their 2 minutes. You look at the most historical plays in the sport, especially for Billis's own school. For Billis's own school, the magical moment for the University of Duke is Grant Hill's pass to Leitner, but Bryce Drew is a fucking commercial every March. They show the Bryce Drew shot. Same exact scenario. We've seen it. Michigan's game winner. Yeah.
Are we lacking in great endings to college basketball games? Like, no. Why would you mess with it? It's fine that it's different than the NBA. The NBA is the one that's having ratings issues. Why would
we don't want it to be the NBA. Right. We watch more college hoops because the NBA product's shit. You know what I mean? Like this is a result of it. To keep saying we should go to this. The one that bothers me the least is 4 quarters, but I still don't understand why. What's the point? Because more TV timeouts? I don't understand it. We don't need that. I just think like
fun.
Yeah, we have a perfect thing. What do we need to adjust here? Okay, maybe we make the refs more accountable. Throw a microphone in their face after the game. There's not many things we need to adjust.
Have you seen television industry? That's what we're dealing with here. They're trying to copycat something. They're like, well, we could do more of this. We can make more money here.
The irony is the NBA is the one that is having trouble with some rating stuff, like changing it to be more like that. I get it. Point, it probably
global reach, social media impressions.
It probably is one of those things where they just want the 4 quarters for more timeouts, but also too the length of the college games are what makes it so fun. If the games were longer, like those Thursday and Fridays would almost be. I mean, obviously we would still watch, but like the timing of it, the time how long the games go is great. The tournament is great. Don't fuck with it.
I thought, Colby, to your point, I thought it was pretty like clearly they had a meeting and they were like, all right, guys, we're gonna, try to work in some of these, we want to, the executives want to get a feeling of how the public feels about this stuff. Maybe try to have a conversation during the game and bring it up. And whoever was on it was either, I don't remember which game it was, but one of the analysts was really like, no, I don't like any of this bullshit. And
but one was like I forget which game it was, but all 3 of them were saying, yeah, they should move to the 24-second shot clock thing. His argument was, yeah, it'd be great to get the game faster. I'm like, no, it wouldn't. Oh, that's part of the fun. That's why you see more upsets is you get, that's part of the fun is that you can still have like a triple option approach in basketball and win a fucking national championship like Tony Bennett did by bleeding the fucking clock, playing at an incredibly slow pace. There's strategy. There's way more strategy. And the more you take out the strategy, the worse the product gets.
Well, in some regard, this is the blood is on the hands of the administrators of these colleges who are just looking to get paid. They are literally bending over and letting the television people enter them and make critical decisions around the future of the sport, which is going to lead to more, big conference teams getting in. We're gonna have a ridiculous conversation about small conferences getting automatic bids. Like, it's going to come up and everyone's going to scream. Like everybody is going to be like, you don't need to change this. And then they're going to be like, yeah, but we can change it if we want to. And they're just going to fuck it all up. And hopefully we're dead, Colby, before it really gets bad.
Let's talk about these games. Let's get into it while we can. Enjoy it while we can.
We were just getting to the point where we wanted to die.
I get it. You want to yell at clouds, but there's some money to be made in these games.
There are for now, as long as they let them play. 3. So we're talking about games on
tomorrow,
Wednesday, the 12th, 11:30 a.m. I was on the wrong tab. I was
just so you guys know, today is Tuesday. Today is Tuesday. Come Wednesday, as we started the show.
Colby's very upset.
He's fine.
11:30 a.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Charlotte, North Carolina, where Notre Dame. Is this the right time, Colby? Is this the West Coast time?
11:30 for Notre Dame, right?
11:30 East or West?
Yeah, East, because the look, Virginia, Georgia Tech is the other one, but we already talked about that game.
Yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying. Oh, this isn't the first game. I got you. Notre Dame.
Yeah.
catching 7.5 points here against North Carolina. Again, they probably, I mean, whether or not they deserve to win the game, certainly fortunate ending for Notre Dame. I don't know what to do in this game because I don't really want to back North Carolina, but I keep telling myself can't bet Notre Dame right now. Colby.
Well, they played on January 4th, and Notre Dame actually was much better. It's crazy that North Carolina, they basically won on a 4-point play. You're thinking, you know, Notre Dame had missed free throws. North Carolina ends up with the chance down 3, and then they made a 4-point play, and they were able to steal the game basically at the buzzer. But yeah, this is in Charlotte. That was in South Bend. Lay the points. Carolina by 20.
Yeah, it does feel like, and I think there's a chance, you know, we talked to futures conference tournament on the last episode. I do think there's a chance UNC gets hot, goes on a little bit of a run here. But I'm with Colby. Lay it with the Tar Heels. I don't Notre Dame just pulling a complete horseshoe out of their ass, beating Pitt. The way that game ended, I have no interest in backing Notre Dame here. So I'm with you. Take UNC laying the number.
7.5 at Circa, 8.5 at other places like DK. So it's going to get bigger. That makes me think that people are going to bet North Carolina. So if you like North Carolina, bet it now. Otherwise, wait. I'm not betting Notre Dame. I guess I'm laying the points here with North Carolina.
It's probably a hair high, but that's why it's probably, if you do like UNC, to Kramer's point, get in on it now because I don't see this going down.
Colorado, West Virginia.
How about your Buffs, Colby? Nice win.
You know, and then shout out to Rocco Miller giving us a nugget on Tad Boyle. Is like got an unbelievable record winning the first game in the Big 12 champion or in the Pac-12 / Big 12 championship. Unbelievable. I didn't think they would be able to do that, but you know, TCU's been a kind of a crazy team all year. I thought Jamie Dixon with the
back-to-back games.
Yeah,
crazy.
I thought Jamie Dixon with the adjustments would be the play, but nope, got beat down there. So surprised, but shout out to the Buffs getting it done. Let's go.
You were happy for that.
Yeah.
We got Colorado, West Virginia. The spread is 6.5. West Virginia's laying it, and again, the Big 12 out in Kansas City, Missouri. And we need to talk about that. How is that court legal? They understand you want people to watch the game.
It looks like a kid's placemat where
it's
they
a magic guy. It's a magic guy.
Find the.
I'm getting dizzy watching the game.
It really is uncomfortable to watch.
I mean, am I an old guy here, Colby? What is this?
No, it is shitty. I would change that. It's not as bad as if you've seen Cal State Bakersfield's or San Jose State's. Not as bad as those, but still bad.
Major conference.
Yeah,
they just decided to. Honestly, it looks like the wrapping they put on the cars that before that were their release, where they don't want people to be able to get their measurements, so they create these weird shapes all over it. It hurts my head. It's one of the worst decisions I've ever seen. Are you laying it with West Virginia?
Are you talking to me? No. Give me my Buffs, man. They found something. All right. WV got him in Boulder by 8. Yeah, I'm on board. WV's soundly in. All right. I'm buying into this nugget that Rocco sent me there. All right.
Yeah, I like when the Buffaloes get on a stampede, get out of the way. I liked what I saw to Colorado. Granted, it was TCU, but I don't know if to Colby's point, like Colorado's the more desperate team coming in with some nice momentum here.
Better free throw shooting team, Sean.
That's all you need to know. I mean, it's pretty close. Not that West Virginia's horrible, but yeah, 74.9% from the line. A little worried about West Virginia's defense, but Colorado's been playing all right ball. I think this is going to be a game. 6.5 feels way too high. Kramer, what are you doing?
Did you know there's like Buffalo never lived in Colorado or on this continent? And yet they're the Colorado Buffaloes. Bison. Come on, people. We updated all these team names. We can't fix the Colorado.
I don't know. Ralphie looks like a Buffalo to me.
No, he's that's really messed up, dude.
Why?
It's right there.
He identifies as a Buffalo.
Right there on his profile. It says Bison.
Really?
Bison /they.
No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah, he's definitely a bison.
His Wikipedia entry says Ralphie the buffalo.
It's no, but he's a bison. It's very confusing.
No, it says
basically
Ralphie the
a guy
buffalo.
Wearing blackface.
But
Ralphie's wearing.
Tell that to Ralphie.
Face.
I'm on his Wikipedia.
He's wearing bison blackface.
You won't tell that to Ralphie's face.
I'm gonna guess that neither of you have ever stood face to face.
And Ralphie's actually a female.
I've been very close to a wild bison, and I would say that it wouldn't be wise to say anything face to face.
I've been. Was it in Catalina?
It was.
Yeah, I've been in the wild with the buffalo up there in Catalina. Talked to him. We've had conversations, just like me and Steve Alford did peyote. Me and those buffs did peyote on Catalina Island.
It's a fun place.
Well, we're on Catalina. It's like we're camping in a spot that's on the beach, and there are bison very close to the tents, and eating a ton of edibles, very much just not trying to think about being trampled by a massive animal. So I convinced myself and the people I'm there with that bison don't fuck with sand, so we're good. Like they're down here because there's a little bit of grass, but they're not going to fuck with the sand. So again, ate a bunch of edibles, pass out, wake up in the morning, and kind of get up, walk towards the ocean. Stretching the legs. You look about 100 feet to the left, 2 fucking bison just hanging out in the fucking surf. Turns out they do go on the sand. So could have died.
They go wherever the fuck they want to go.
I could have died that night.
Right?
But I will say this: it was I'm sure not too many people have seen a bison enjoying a fresh Pacific wave. Very nice, very nice. Anyway, not a buffalo, and I'll lay the points with West Virginia.
Really?
Yeah.
Any reason?
Yeah, because Colorado just won a game.
Okay.
Classic. We do this all the time. We watch the first round of these tournaments with these really shitty teams, and we're like, "Oh yeah."
Hope you're not talking about Syracuse, baby.
This is so and so's year, and then they go and play a better team, and they get smashed. So West Virginia.
Wait a second. I mean, I think we see the opposite normally. I mean, you look at NC State last year. You look at Oregon last year. Those teams weren't going to make the tournament. They run the table in their conference. Yep. We've seen. Agreed. We saw Georgia Tech in the ACC a couple years ago. Your Virginia Tech Hokies with Mike Young, I believe, as well.
Yeah, those are the rare outcomes that are very memorable. That's why you remember them. But most of the time, those teams playing on the first day of the tournament, they go on to fizzle off, and you don't remember anything. So yeah, maybe you can come up with a half dozen occurrences over the last 5 years.
We saw Delaware today. Went to the CAA championship, lost by 2. They were, how about St. Francis, PA? They won the thing today. So, I mean, the more I think about it, the more I think you might be full of it a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's see. Let's put your money where your mouth is here with this Navy American game. -3.5 in DC, nation's
Colby's
capital.
gonna pick Nichols here. Careful,
Nick. It's like the coming out the heel coming out of the back and going off the top rope with the steel chair. Navy catching 3.5 points against American, a school mostly made up of women. Colby.
They played back on February 26th. Navy won by 8.
Okay, interesting.
Colby, why is I don't understand it. Why is Navy the dog here? They beat American by 23 at home, and they beat them on the road by 8. Well, how are they making Navy a 3.5 point underdog here? What am I missing? And Navy's been hot. They since February 12th beat Lehigh, Army, 4-point loss to Colgate, Holy Cross win, American win, Loyola Maryland. Then in the tournament, Boston University, Bucknell, no problem.
Sean, you see what happens when the sailors come home from a tour of duty? They get distracted by the ladies. What does American have a lot of? Ladies.
Ooh, a lot of distractions. Colby, what am I missing here?
Well, American 13-2 at home. They're a much better roster. Love their what is it? Matt Rogers, I think they're forward. And then Stevens, their guard's a baller. That's the angle you want here. I'm on AU as well. Dwayne Simpkins goes dancing lay it against the midshipmen.
No way. Give me Navy all day. You can't make this team a dog. They have the confidence to knock down American. They beat them twice, and they're playing great ball. Give Navy catching 3.5. And a lot of these Patriot League games do end up being 1 bucket games. So the 3.5 could be good here.
Yeah, I'm looking into the 2025 Black Book. It says that when teams beat the other team in the regular season, we're going to continue to ride that trend.
And shout out to the Brester in the chat saying, found a Miller Lite and some shrimp in the refrigerator. Score.
Is that
I like sharing. I appreciate the share, Brett.
Is he the guy that gambling content creator with where his eyes are always closed? The Brester.
I don't know.
Not familiar with this guy.
No, sorry.
Oh man, I need to. I'll find his handle. He's interesting. Cal coming off a ref assisted victory over my Hokies. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. They're taking on Stanford now. Little classic ACC battle here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Stanford laying 5.5. Colby.
So did both Cal and Notre Dame coming off the quadruple overtime game? They both won.
They both won.
So that was not an amazing.
They're warmed up.
It's almost like we over-examine. Yeah, we over-examine this in their kids, and they can just play like 20,000 games and be fine.
It's true.
Look, this rivalry is awesome. I find it hilarious that it's going to be at the Spectrum Center there in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Battle of the Bay in Charlotte.
How many people are going to be at this game?
There'll be some D-gens, I'm sure.
I get that all-day ticket. I should.
That's what
guys like me sweating out a 300 to 1 on Stanford to win it all.
Generally, these things are all-day tickets, so I'm sure there'll be people trickling in. Definitely, like the fact that this isn't the early game of the day is like rough. This is like the prime time game.
Stanford 78.5% at the line. They took care of Cal. I don't know. I mean, they beat Cal both times, but
that Cal team was fucking horrible.
Yeah,
that
pretty
team
bad.
was horrible.
But you know what? I'll stick with Stanford here.
Virginia Tech could not score in the second half.
The fact that it's a rivalry game and on a neutral and Cal's getting 5.5 and have played a lot of basketball as of late is intriguing. But I'll take Stanford laying the 5.5. Colby, what are you doing?
Rivalry game. Yeah. I'm taking the points here. I'm taking the points. I think. I think, if you watch last game, the last time they played, Cal was live to win that thing. That was free throws at the end that pumped that up to 5. I'll take the points all day. I think you sprinkle the money line here.
No. What are you doing? He's really gone rogue.
He's mad.
He's gone rogue.
He's tilt. He's on tilt, Kramer, because these damn guys talking about changing the game.
Yeah, the refs won't be on there. There's going to be so much heat on the refs tomorrow. They won't be pulling the same shenanigans. Kansas State, Baylor, again. Do you think they have a backup court we can get swapped in there last minute? Maybe run the Zamboni over it and just wash that horrible pattern off. I mean, they spent a lot of money. Think about how much these college teams are doing for money nowadays, and they definitely spent a lot of money on that court. You know what doesn't cost a lot of money? The regular court. Kansas State catching 6.5 against Baylor.
Real quick update on David, our buddy at the Yuma Applebee's.
Okay.
Apparently shit shut down early in Yuma. So sounds like David's getting the heave ho. David, please send in a photo if you're able to of you watching the show. I guess maybe it might be tough. Maybe you can ask the bartender to take a photo of you at the bar. Send that in at Gambling Podcast. Would love. We'll hook you up with a gift card. Get you a DJ's hat.
I love that.
Send it in. podcast@sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Sorry, Kramer. We got some. What are we doing here?
Well, I was just about to ask Colby if we're taking Kansas State or Baylor.
I'm going to be taking Kansas State because Jerome Tang was an assistant with Scott Drew. So if I may, there's a thing we like to say here where
he's hijacking the show again.
Yeah, I mean, look, anytime you get the assistant there,
Because I understand how the bastard thinks. I taught him. Now I own one.
Give me K-State plus the points here. I think they're in the more desperate spot. Also, I do want to say Lutz Casino in Yuma, I believe, still serving drinks. David.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's the one of Lutz, Lutz.
Okay. I thought this was like one of those crank call names, like Lou Skunt or something like that.
I believe there's also the Friendly Tavern, but I believe Lutz is one of the older establishments. You can actually get down to some action too. So
I thought Colby
you're welcome.
Trying to get a plug in.
Yeah, Colby, no local Yuma plug.
Check out the $8.99 steak and egg special over at Lutz.
First off, and he's like,
all night long.
Matola, you're like 5 minutes away from fucking Mexico.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing here, dude?
Never closes. Well, you never know at the border. Things get a little tricky. You go over there, you might not come back.
Maybe find a bar on this side.
I'm with Colby. I like the revenge angle. Kansas State coming off the win. They've been playing pretty good basketball for the most part here post New Year. How'd they do against? They hung around with Baylor. I don't think it's going to be that crazy. 6.5's too high. Give me K-State. Kramer.
No. Baylor lay it. They're going to dominate on the glass, and Kansas State trash. That they almost. I mean, Arizona State not very good.
How dare you? Forks up.
Kansas State. Again, I was just putting my mind in the right spot going into these first round play-in. Again, it's just like the first four, right? We're just watching bad teams. They're mostly bad teams. We have to remind her, just because we see them play an extra game doesn't mean they're good at basketball. Colby, for this next game, do we have a number yet?
No, well, first I sent you a nice link here. So if you could check that out, but just in case it's for our good friend David, but also for you. I know you like to dabble in Arizona, so get on over there, check it out.
Okay, all right. I think
Lutz Casino looks like a fun place. Is it an actual casino, Colby?
I'm bringing it up right.
Yeah,
now.
we go, and it's Sean. Much like some of the best stadiums in America, goes back to 1901, almost like that Stanford Cal rivalry.
Look at this place.
All right, let's take a look. So what do we got?
It just looks like an old school classic bar.
Well, I can become
there's a game of cards going on somewhere there, buddy.
You know what? Let's see what's going on in here. We'll drop my email in there.
Whoa.
Oh, now there's I'm not filling out a whole form. All right. I mean, it's all right. I mean,
looks fun.
Why is food on the pool table?
Wings look good.
You got to market the place.
Hanging from the.
You say this place is close to the border and they're serving jalapenos like that?
Oh yeah. Let's go. Matola, you can thank me later there.
Oh baby,
there's some great photos. Lutz Casino.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I'm assuming this number for this game. I don't. I'm trying to compute this.
Why don't you generate one?
I'm gonna say 10.5, maybe 10, something like that. But it's at home. Remember it's in Lake Charles, at McNeese State's stadium there. So but I will say this, man.
12.
This was chippy. The last time they played, there was a little dust up after the game ended. McNeese won 68-66, but that was in Beaumont. Different story at Lake Charles. Because McNeese kind of put it on them at Lake Charles, but I'll still, you know what? I'm going to take the points. I think Lamar, even though they look like shit tonight against the Nazis. I'll take the points.
always make an excuse for the Nazis.
Well, McNeese has actually lost to the Nazis this year too.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Only conference loss.
So we're calling it a 12.5.
That works.
Well, I was going to say Ken Pom has it at 12. So
you're taking Lamar in the 12.5, Colby. What are you doing, Kramer? This one's kind of tough. I don't want to fade McNeese at home, but I think this is Lamar's Super Bowl, right? And Lamar's Lamar's
and there's a little dust up.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, they've McNeese has beat Lamar twice, but Lamar's been in both those games. So I'll take the revenge angle here. Lamar getting the 12.
Pretty big number. If the number's this big, I think you got to take it both times inside the number. To your point, the last time they played at home, I believe, was a 9.
Kramer taking the dog, huh?
Yeah, it's a big number. I think it's a big number. Florida A&M, Jackson State. This one, boy, I will say, God's eye was just checking out all the games today, and there's a certain vibe to like when they're doing the cut arounds to the cheerleaders or to the crowd or whatever, and they cut to the Florida A&M cheerleaders, and my God. There were some sexual acts going, like being mimicked.
Really?
I mean, I don't want to be an old white guy, but my God, it was almost like you tuned to like a parody movie being racist about what a black college would the bad, like, oh, look at like, this is what the cheerleaders look like at the black school. And they're just like grinding on each other, like a Key and Peele sketch or something like that. But it was in real life. It was fucking wild. I mean, I honestly, if you have a recording of it, go back and watch and tell me if you get aroused. Anyway, Florida A&M catching 4 points according to Pick Dundee. And again, reminder, we're in Atlanta for this one. Colby.
Yeah, I mean, look, they played recently. Florida A&M beat them by, I think it was 6 or 7. But so in one regard, you think, man, revenge for Jackson State. But I like getting the game runway there. The fact Florida A&M played today, look really good today. I'm going to take them in the points against Jackson State. This game's actually a really good game. Florida A&M is better than their record. They're much better the second half of the season.
Florida A&M beat them twice, and they're getting points, and they're coming in with a little.
My note from this one is that this was a fairly competitive game at the half. And Florida A&M came out and kind of, I don't know if it was just adjustments or a fatigue or something like that, but they kind of took care of business in the second half. And
Florida A&M has their number.
Looking at the box score right now, Prairie View did not play a deep roster. It looks like they only basically played 6 guys. So maybe it was a little fatigue, but I thought that's always a good sign when a team can come out and look a lot better in the second half. So. And hopefully we get some. Maybe they'll blur it when they're skull fucking each other on the sideline. Utah Tech, Wait.
Okay. Now
Dixie State.
I was gonna say
Kramer. Officially, you're taking Florida A&M.
Yeah. And I said hopefully they blur out the.
Yeah, but you did not say who you were picking.
Florida A&M +4.
Great, thank you.
Utah, Dixie State. / Utah Tech. I don't want to be offensive to either party. Taking on Utah Valley as Colby cracks one. Well, what are you drinking, Colby? A little bubbly?
Little.
Oh, Dos Equis. What kind of can is that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a little baby.
It's a slimmer can, I'll tell you that.
Dixie State, Utah Valley.
Colby Dant, the most interesting man in the world. Him and the chums at the old club.
I don't often watch professional sports, but when I do,
have you ever? I've made the mistake. He was the villain in Die Hard too, but
he was probably on Epstein situation. Got to switch out the spokesman real quick.
You ever go? This is still 12 ounces, so it's not a bullshit one. But I have been a victim of going and buying the Coronas that you didn't know were the smaller fucking bottles.
Oh, the minis.
Yeah, I've accidentally. You've been in a rush. You just throw that thing in the cart. Next thing you know, you're like, what is this bullshit? It's
What's
like doing a shot of beer.
Gonna do you? Yeah. No. Why make those?
I mean, the answer is very obvious. There's a certain population that thinks that somehow it's going to be more slimming to have a smaller beer because there's less calories. Yeah, I mean, isn't that all it is? Isn't that why beer's dying? Because people want to drink their seltzers and their sugar-free bullshit. I'm not even a pro beer guy, but it's gotten ridiculous. Big number here, Colby. What are we doing?
Rivalry game.
Oh, of course.
2-point game back on February 20th.
Yeah, I'm looking at the advanced stuff. I don't get why Utah Valley's 12.5 point favorite. That seems way too high.
Got a game under your wings? Give me the points.
Yeah, give me UT. Give me Utah Tech all day. 12.5, way too high.
Did they play once this? No, they played twice this year. They did go to overtime one time on the Dixie State court.
Yeah, and they lost by 2 at home, and then they lost by 16 on the road. But this isn't a neutral.
This is in Vegas. Yeah, come on.
I don't see where they're getting the 2.5. And we've seen this all the time. It's you and some buddies. You've been there for a full day. Your buddy comes in. He's like, I got to catch up. I got to get with the action, and they get completely wrecked. Meanwhile, you've already acclimatized to the desert out there. You've already gotten a couple beers. You're feeling good. That's how I feel about Utah Tech here. Utah Tech.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
This is live.
Let's see. Utah Tech doesn't play a deep. I wonder if they'll have some. They'll show some signs playing the back-to-back games. They played a fairly deep bench, but not really. Yeah, you know what? Be different than you guys, since I have a note over here in the same book that's been guiding me and taking these sharp plays to fade Colby in these small conferences because we don't think he's been watching him.
Oh wow, right.
We don't think he's been watching him as closely this year. So 6:30 p.m. on the West Coast, big conference game. Sean's all dressed up, ready for the ball. Syracuse, SMU. Another classic,
great matchup for
another classic ACC rivalry. Although there are some deep ties to the Illuminati here. Don't ask people from Syracuse, but something going on there. SMU laying 8.5. Sean, I was thinking about going over and grabbing a future on Syracuse. I'm seeing that you can still get 300 to 1.
That's
did the price go down from when?
No, it wouldn't go down. It might stay the same, but that doesn't even make sense because there were dogs in that game to Florida State. So
you were bragging about your future still being alive.
It is.
I can still go buy the future.
Yeah, well, you're a pussy and you wouldn't do it.
I didn't have any sweat.
I love
How
Syracuse.
does the price not change?
I don't know where you're getting your numbers, Kramer. I love this spot. So SMU just nipped them by 2 points in Texas. And now Syracuse coming off a nice win against Florida State, little confidence, little momentum. And why would they make this 8.5? This is insulting to the program. They're live on the money line. Cuse all day. Let's go.
I'm with you. I'm with you. SMU's been a phony ass team all year.
Oh boy.
Yeah. I mean, SMU might still win, but I mean, this is a big number for a team that I just don't have any confidence in. So give me the points in the Orangemen.
Kramer?
You mean the orange?
Kramer, I want you on SMU.
Give me SMU.
Let's go.
Keep down. Give me Boopy Miller. Give me Samet Yigatugul, BJ Edwards, Matt Cross, Johan Traore. I got at least 3 out of 5 correct there. Yeah, give me Andy Enfield. He does well in tournament settings. Don't sleep on that man. You know this, Cole.
Lank, let all naysayers know Syracuse about to get it on.
Say that again.
Lank. There's a hashtag Lank. Let all naysayers know.
Wow.
It's a Alabama thing. I think Jalen Milroe started it. Colby, can you co-sign that?
So that's
sure. I'm sorry. I'm just watching me and Kramer's Montana play just continue to look fire as they're up. 25 points right now against these Vandals.
One half of the Montana parlay showed up today. One half of the Montana parlay did not show up.
You liked your Montana State, Kramer. Those Bobcats, they were not looking too frisky.
Easy to see a tide turn. Probably some Bobcats at the Applebee's in Yuma right now.
David Matola. Well, hold on. I got reports from David Matola right now.
Oh yeah, go for it.
I'm dying in this fucking country ass. Fuck this town. Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck. I can't see pollen. Let's get the fuck out this country, motherfucker.
Oh yeah, it's okay, David.
Do you have that? Do you have that video?
That's an easy find though.
That's an all-time social media video.
I like to think that will be played 100 years from now.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Anyway, moving along. So you two are on Syracuse. I'm on SMU. Next up, back to the horrible court in Kansas City, UCF, Kansas. I mean, honestly though, like, did they test it? Did they show a couple of people and say, "Hey, we're thinking about going with this for the conference championship"?
Well, it's just like these guys get bored. Nothing's wrong with the normal basketball court. Nothing.
Yeah.
No one's ever been. Oh, you know my least favorite part about March Madness: those damn wood-colored floors. No one's ever complained about the floors. Never. Or sorry, never complained about normal floors.
No.
The only time, and does anyone ever say they're really awesome? Hey, love when they fucked around with the floor.
Yeah, but Sean,
Brett Yormark was part of Rock Nation. So yeah, this is what happens when you go get someone that's definitely. And I wonder. I can only guess where they've been.
I blame Boise State because they decided to get cute with their Smurf turf, and now every other school is chasing that dragon of, hey, we want to fuck around with the surface and become known for that, and that'll be our thing, and that'll be our calling card.
I think you just you talked right over Colby, essentially alluding to the fact that this could be a replica of Diddy's basement situation. Maybe that's where they found this beautiful pattern. I don't. Why would you use this? Well, you know what? Some social media kid probably said, you know what would make the court level videos pop on social? A cool pattern beneath. It's literally the same technique they use for casinos to keep your eyes on the tables right in front of you. They horrible patterns to look at, both carpet and on the ceiling. So what? You gotta look right at the casino. You gotta look at the gambling. So I don't know what Big 12's trying to get us to do. Not look at the game. Very poor decision. Anyway, Kansas is laying 10. Big number.
Maddie J pointing out you've mentioned a lot of Diddy references in these episodes, Kramer.
No, Colby brought it up.
Yeah,
I just said Rock Nation. Nation. You just jumped straight to that, which.
Well, we all know Jay-Z and Diddy were hanging out.
You did grow up in Jersey. You did grow up in Jersey. How many of these parties you been to?
No, I don't mess with no parties.
Kramer went to a couple. You went to a couple white parties with your buddy Drewski,
Oh
right?
yeah, big friends with big Mountain Dew guy. Me and Drewski.
Just saying. What game are we on?
The slip and slide. Watch out. Kansas is laying 10 against UCF, who did have a great win early in the season against Buzz in Texas A&M. It's the only positive thing I can say about UCF.
I'll take the points with them. I mean, UCF still has a talented roster to me. Kansas just hasn't done enough to impress me this whole season. And remember, it's not. I mean, this is a Kansas crowd, but I mean, UCF went into the fog and only lost by 4, and that was like a tie game with like a couple minutes left.
Counter is they did beat UCF by 51 in Florida, right?
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a bad Kansas fall. It's not going to be here. I think they actually put a whooping to them. So I'll take Kansas laying the 10. Kramer, what are you doing? I think, and crazy to sound, I think getting out of the fog actually might help this team. There's some distractions there close to town. Maybe you get the home crowd court, but maybe a little I don't know, a little action on the side outside of your area might help Bill Self clear his mind. I think this road trip, go ahead, bring it up the love letter.
When did he write this, Colby? What day was it?
It was before the Arizona game.
He didn't leave he didn't put the date on there.
That's
a bummer.
They're
1-0
straight and up, 1-0 straight and up, and 1-0 ATS. Since dropping the love letter.
Yeah, actually,
I can't believe you're going against the love letter.
Yeah,
Colby.
Love letter could still win, but it's a big number.
You created the love letter angle. Well, there's nothing like true love like covering a spread. Come on.
Yeah, lay it. Great point, Sean.
Thank you.
You sure, Colby? Final answer.
I'm gonna stay with the very Golden Knights.
Grambling, Southern. In Atlanta, Southern laying 6.5. This is randomly in the morning. 11 a.m. on the West Coast.
In Atlanta, yeah. I mean, this is. I mean, what's not to like about this rivalry game here? This is fun, guys. I know, Kramer, that you're a Giants fan, so I can only jump from there to my assumptions of why you don't want to watch this game. But this is historic rivalry. So Southern has honestly, this game, you look at it and you see the seeding and you think this will be a blowout. I think you got to take the points. It's like this game gets chippy, even though Grambling's been asked this year. Some of these matchups have been legit. So
I'm with you. I love Grambling here. I think they're live on the money line. They put it on Alabama A&M and much better at the line. I mean, it's crazy to be laying 6.5 with Southern, considering there's a 8-point percentage difference at the line. Grambling's not going to go away easily, even if they don't win this game. I think this is just way too many points to give them, and I thought they looked pretty good playing today. So I like the momentum here.
First matchup, 67-60, 7 greater than 6.5. Next matchup, 71-64, 7 greater than 6.5.
But this is on a neutral.
Yeah, both home and away. It was 7.
This is a neutral. It's different. It's neither home nor away.
And they got a play-in game.
Give me Southern.
Love it. Now
you guys enjoy
better.
enjoy your play-in team trash that you guys are getting all hot and bothered over.
Hey, of course, come hang out with us at the March Madness party that Rhythm is throwing, and you can't make it out to the party in Vegas Wednesday, March 19th, 4:30 West Coast time. Watch a playing game, have some cocktails with us. You can still win a $250 future from Rhythm and all that, and you get a 7-day free trial, of course, to Rhythm. Sign up with Rhythm. Start betting smarter, not harder. I mean, Rhythm had. They dominated last year's brackets, and you can even help them use AI, help you dominate your brackets. Rhythm was on Duquesne, NC State, Oakland, all on the money line. 45% of Rhythm brackets at NC State reaching the Sweet 16. So use the Rhythm AI to help dominate our free bracket challenge. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party to get in on the future bet and the party, or sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm RITHMM to get signed up over there and get your 7-day free trial. We're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Use that promo code SGPN. Get you a nice deposit bonus up to $1,000 in credits. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. Colby, congratulations. We came off, we had a nice winner, and didn't even tell you this because I didn't want you to feel any pressure, but I put a little pressure on our entry. I doubled what I normally get down.
Wow.
Over on Underdog Fantasy because I knew my boy picked Dundee. He was due, and I didn't want to tell him I was doubling up because I wanted to keep the pressure off him. But he came through in the clutch with a nice, big, juicy winner. Looking to run it back. Colby, what do we like for some college basketball? Pick 'em, aka higher and lower. What do you got?
Trey Johnson, Texas, absolute dog. He's gonna. I mean, it's a. You lose this game, you're done. Your season's over. You're in the NBA.
I do love Vandy though. I do love Vandy. Right?
Me too. But he can. He's gonna get higher than 20.5 points. He's gonna score like 28. Okay. And then let's go to the guy who I think probably should be the player of the year in college hoops this year, Eric Dixon.
Let's go.
I still find this number disrespectful here at 21.5. This guy scores like 30. I feel like every night. So let's take the higher on Eric Dixon. I guess the only scary thing would be game script. Like if they're up 20, do they bench him? Do they bench him? But I think he's good for that because the guy's been on a tear the past couple of weeks.
Okay. Villanova against Seton Hall. Eric Dixon higher, 21.5 points. Trey Johnson higher, 20.5 points. $100 entry returns you $300 over to Underdog Fantasy. Promo code SGPN.
He's gone over that 4 straight.
Buddy, he should be the player of the year. Look at those numbers he's putting up.
Dude, he's been dominating. I know. It's we'll see what they can do in the Big East tournament. Got that coming up here.
This is one where you look at it and say, well, he probably should have transferred. You know what I mean?
What do we want to do? Locks? Do we do one lock from this and then a couple more? What's the plan, Kramer?
Why don't we do 2 locks from this and then 2 from the remainder?
All right, 2 locks.
Bonus lock on the show
from the March 12th slate. What do you got, Kramer?
Lock number 1. I should have put more thought into this. Cal's hot ass. Give me Stanford -5.5. Lock number 2. Give me. Oh yeah, let's just stay in the ACC. SMU -8.5.
Oh my God, Ryan.
And then what?
No, fading Syracuse
for the dog. Let's go with Florida A&M.
Florida A&M on the money line. All right, for me, let's see. I do like UNC in this spot. It feels like they're. You know what? Give me. Do I play some consensus stuff? Although we all like Lamar. Yeah. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Navy +3.5. Never fade the Navy.
You know what? I'm gonna Benedict.
Okay, what are you gonna do?
McNeese. Lamar, get me off Lamar.
Really?
Yeah, get me off Lamar. Give me McNeese. That never felt right with me. I also realized that I already got my pick in over on Tally site. So
oh, okay.
Didn't want to have to Benedict over there on the logs. I do have a special report running over there where I get a little message every time Colby pulls a Benedict.
Okay, so I got Navy +3.5 as my first lock. And give me the Colorado Buffs at 6.5. And for the money line, give me the Syracuse Orange. Moving on. Fuck Kramer and his SMU lock. Let's go, baby. Colby, what do you got?
Let's lock up American -3.5.
Oh, sorry, Colby. That's not a good lock.
Really?
Let's lock up Syracuse +8.5.
Yeah, that's a great lock.
Yeah. And then the money line play. Ooh, there's so much on the board that I love, but it's going to be the California Golden Bears.
No.
You're too emotionally invested into that game, buddy.
Yeah,
you don't know about that rivalry. I can tell. These ACC foes don't know about that rivalry.
Oh, I know all about it. It's a classic ACC rivalry. I'm well aware. Mark Madsen.
Did you go to your classes last summer to get ready for all 3 coming in?
Yeah, I'm up to. I got my certification upgraded. All right, you want to talk
the Florida
about
A&M play? I do like too, and honestly, the Syracuse play I like too. All 3 of those. We should do a parlay with all 3 of those.
Let's get it.
All right. What's the third leg though? All 3.
Oh yeah, you guys aren't with Cal, so I guess you should.
I'm not any on these.
And I can't believe you took Southern too. Well, because you still have time. The show's not final yet. You
Colby,
can.
What about a Syracuse Grambling final?
Oh my God, no.
Syracuse, Florida A&M, Grambling.
Okay.
The SWAC is chaos, buddy.
No,
Let's go.
That's not a good bet.
Well, what does that have to do with anything?
It's not a good.
Should we just keep it the 2, Sean? Should we go Syracuse, Grambling because there's more value?
Yeah, Syracuse money line. Grambling money line. Let's get it.
All right, we got a couple conferences to talk about. Last mega pod. The next
5 conferences. Right?
5, and then only 1 tomorrow. So they all start them at the same time. Maybe plan it out a little bit better, guys. We'll start with the American. Again, shout out to what's your artist name? You need a Pick Dundee artist name. Look, once again, Sean, where are our heads? It's just this
Colby
mythical creature that Colby. This is maybe this is what Colby looks like, and it's like the lisp. We just don't see it. Standard bracket, thankfully. 13 teams made the tournament.
Colby, what are you doing over there?
Just sipping that beautiful whiskey you guys gave me for Christmas.
Colby, can you check your internet connection real quick? I'm picking up something.
565.
No, what was Syracuse on the money line?
565.
All right, seriously though, double check your audio settings.
Do I still have a lisp?
No, I'm sensing something here.
Just sipping that beautiful whiskey you guys gave me for Christmas.
Real quick before we break it down, do we have any free agency thoughts, Colby?
I think Blake Bortles is better than Dak Prescott.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Blake Bortles not really in the league, but all right, let's just stick to the conference.
How is that still on the soundboard?
Half my board is Colby.
So great. All right, let's go through these games. So yeah, all 13 teams make the American. Also, they found a way to get all their teams, but they did not invite all 13 teams to Fort Worth, Texas, because Rice and Charlotte is being played like a true playing game at the Rice campus. 10 a.m.
Why did I think it was in Denton?
Oh, is it in Denton?
Is this because
it's at North Texas's campus, which is like 30 minutes away from Fort Worth?
That's random. You know, I think I just I think I just assumed this was a Rice home game because it wasn't at Fort Worth. That's even stranger. What do they not have a? They forgot to book.
Well, they have North Texas.
Wednesday?
That's where North Texas plays. So they're like, hey, why lease this thing out an extra day when we got some bullshit we're going to throw out there? Let's just go to one of our own schools.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why not let one of the schools host this game? That seems.
I would agree.
I guess you want to make it a neutral. This is very confusing on many levels. Anyway, Charlotte, not from Texas, Rice from Texas, both playing in Texas. 10 a.m. on Wednesday on the West Coast. 3.5-point favorites for Rice. These teams were not very good in the American this year. Charlotte has the worst defense in conference. Rice not too far behind. Rice has a slightly better offense. The handicap seems simple here, Colby.
Well, I think you're taking Charlotte because they beat Rice by 3, correct?
I mean, I was considering it. They only played once, which can get me out of a situation. And the game was a long time ago.
I'm on Rice. They're used to this time zone. Charlotte's coming in thinking they're hot shit.
I apologize. They split this year.
Yeah,
they wouldn't be my trend. Don't disrespect my trend by giving me something that's not my trend, Colby.
Right. I'm gonna lay the points with Rice.
Really? What? Sell me on Rice, Colby.
Well, Charlotte's 1-12 away from their home arena. That is really the X factor here, but also the fact that, like I said, Rice is in the same time zone, and I believe Rice is just a better team. I've watched them all year. My fucking Long Island Sharks won at Charlotte. That should be enough to tell you something right there. But no, I don't think Rice is nearly as bad as their record. They've been in some games, almost knocked off the Memphis Tigers, lost 86-83. Memphis is the 1 seed in the conference. They beat my ECU Pirates. So, I mean, they've shown up, and ECU's having one of the better years of late. So I think Rice is just a better team.
I'll take Rice.
Well, Sean,
Colby sold me. Nice job, Colby.
I'll give you the reason to not take Rice. Rice has a dangerous cocktail of a ton of their points come from free throws, and they're horrible at shooting free throws.
It's not a great combo.
Well, do you really want to lay points with the team that you're going to be watching?
Sorry, I didn't realize it was 68.5 to 75.5. Play my music. Give me Charlotte.
I'll take Charlotte too. South Florida, the 9 seed. Wichita, the 8 seed. Now we're on to Thursday morning at 9:30 a.m. on the West Coast. All the rest of the games are being played in Fort Worth, Texas. Wichita laying 3.5. Colby.
Lay it. Wichita played much better down the stretch. Won 7 of their last 10. South Florida's head coach passed away right before the season started when he went in for just a routine surgery.
It's wild.
Yeah, I know, man. It's terrible because he had that program rolling a year ago. I just don't think South Florida has been very good all year. They've had some injuries too, so I'm all over Wichita here. Another thing is the location. Wichita, that's not a far trip for them. Where South Florida is coming in all the way from Tampa.
It's interesting they split, both winning in each other's venue there. South Florida did have the better point differential in the series. Kramer, what are you doing?
Wichita was kind of in a bad stretch of their season when they lost the game, and then they recovered. They won the next one.
Yeah.
I also I would probably also remind people that it's actually a shock of wheat. So let's be respectful.
Wheat.
Remember when they had their run and it was just like, oh God, we got to get ahead of this. What do we do? We'll do a segment educating people on the fact that it's a shock of wheat. It's like, fuck off. Yeah, give me Wichita State.
Shout out to Cody in the chat checking in. He's his profile photo is legendary. It was when we were hanging out recording and he passed out. I think he's wearing a college experience hat. He was hanging around out in Vegas. So if you don't think we hang out with you, if you come out to Vegas, we will hang out with you and get drunk. Cody's,
we won't let you leave.
Yeah, Cody's living proof because he passed out. He was drinking all day. I was like, "Can I watch the episode?" We said, "Yeah." And then he just passed out.
There is a funny element to like, we're doing the show in this really nice looking studio. You come out, dude just passed out. I mean,
the best part was he was passed out and Cameron and Mace came through.
Oh, that's right.
They were like, so
like,
Cameron and Mace were like, who the fuck is this guy on the couch?
I forgot about that. Yeah. Cameron and Mace are like, y'all white people are crazy. Shout out to Cody.
He went hard.
That was fun.
Represented well. All right. So we're all on Wichita State.
Yes. Let's go, baby.
The next game on the day will be the winner of the Rice-Charlotte game against FAU. We don't know that yet, so we'll skip it. Tulsa, the 10 seed, Temple, the 7 seed. We know Sean will be on Temple laying the 2.5
Who's
here.
beating those owls? Not Tulsa.
4 p.m.
I'm channeling my Colby for these episodes.
4 p.m. on the West Coast. How many teams are named Owls in the country, Colby?
They're all in the AAC. You got the Florida Atlantic Owls.
FAU.
You got so Florida Atlantic, Rice, and Temple. But there is Kennesaw State out there as well.
Wait, they have 3 owls in one conference.
3 owls, 1 conference. Go only in America, baby.
Before the shot clock, let's get the owl situation sorted.
Well, how about that? Yeah, if you're entering a conference that someone has that mascot, there has to be some sort of duel.
But also too, if there are 2 owl schools. Yeah. And you're going to be like, well, yeah, obviously we need a third owl.
Well, hold on here.
Who was the last owl school to enter the American? FAU, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But hold on. We talked about this with Mike Leach. We have the LSU Tigers, the Missouri Tigers, the Auburn Tigers, all in the SEC. We also have the Georgia Bulldogs and Mississippi State Bulldogs in the SEC.
But that's like Smith and Lee. Those are common mascots. Owls are rare. Yeah. And so for all 3 to be in the same small basketball 3 out of 13 teams are owls. That seems like we got some distribution errors here. Anyway, Sean's on Temple laying 7. Colby, what are you doing?
I'm going to take Temple too.
Laying 2.5. Sorry.
Yeah. I'm going to take Temple too. I think normally you would like to fade the travel, but
dropped.
Yeah, and Tulsa is coming off a rivalry win against Wichita State. Just a little bit of a letdown. I know that that's an easier drive, but I just think Temple's a better team. And then the fact that they're off that big time rivalry game on their court in Wichita, it's a big fuck you. Go Owls.
Yeah, this is a great spot for Temple. Let's go.
Yeah, I like
8 percentage points better at the line.
I do like how
don't take your car down to Temple's campus. That's my only advice. Or if you do, get one of those. Do they still have the what do you call the lock you put on the steering wheel?
What do you mean, like the what was that called?
The club
anti-theft device.
The club. That's right. Yeah. You need the club if you're down at Temple.
I was gonna say, why you make sure you order a bottled beer where you twist off the top. Because with that Cosby history there in Philadelphia, you just don't want to order a vodka soda.
Wow, that's true. That's true.
Why does Dr. Bill Cosby want to give me allergy medicine? I'm all sleepy all of a sudden.
Wait, so someone stole my car and I got roofied and fucked last night? Perfect.
Well, we talked about the Cosby show. That was fun.
Yeah. My ass is sore from getting carjacked.
Norm Macdonald had a great bit about Cosby. He's like, Everyone's so upset, and they go, Cosby, who saw it coming? He was such a family guy. He was so clean cut. The worst part is the hypocrisy. And he's like, no, the worst part was the raping. The hypocrisy, maybe a second. So I'm not doing the bit justice. Look it up. R.I.P. Norm.
Yeah. Very excellent. But I'm also on Temple.
Oh no.
Yep.
I usually need to be on Temple Island.
UTSA, last one, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Fort Worth, Texas, like I mentioned. UTSA, the 11 seed, taking on Colby's ECU Pirates, the 6 seed. ECU laying 3.5. Sean and I did a bit on VSiN, Colby, where we were it was a mock draft where we were doing like internet viral videos, but talking about them like they were NFL prospects. And the VSiN was uncomfortable playing the fight video from
that was too intense.
ECU. They had some quote concerns.
I thought you were going to lead off with the 2 chicks from the baseball game that were like taking a photo of their ass, but
that was a great ECU.
Yeah. But no, the ECU fight, folks, if you haven't seen that, that's pretty much what we do to NC State over the past 20 years. The ECU fight, we had a bunch of little. They did look like NC State or Clemson fans or something that just talk shit to an ECU guy at a pool, and they I don't think they were ready for a fight. And the ECU guy said, "You know what? Fuck you guys. Can we play that video? Let's just play that video because that's the greatest video of all time. Let's go." Yeah. Didn't we add the ECU song? Come on, we did this.
Oh yeah, I did the whole video edit.
Where do we have that?
I tweeted that out.
Yeah.
So if you searched East Carolina, some
We
media,
Believe, maybe.
We Believe.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gold.
Anyway, I'll pull it up, but keep talking.
Well, I'll tell you this. This is ECU's best team. This is ECU's best team in a long time. Now, I like that loss we had right before the tournament because one of the biggest things has been the ECU's inconsistency. They have games where they look like they could beat. I mean, we should have beat Memphis at Memphis. We lost on a questionable call. This is the most talented team. The chat's talking about RJ Felton and CJ Walker. This is the most talented team I've seen at ECU since like 1991. So, the problem is UTSA did push ECU to overtime both times they played, but, I like the fact we just lost in Boca Raton. That's the difference. Mike Schwartz.
And may the Schwartz be with you. What a world, what a world. We believe in the Pirates, in the spirit of ECU. We believe.
Are we not worried, Colby, a little bit? UTSA 80 percentage points from the line. Are we worried about that?
I'll tell you this. I would have preferred not drawing UTSA in the first round because they, for some reason, have played ECU better than.
But ECU has beat them both times.
It's gotten dicey, man. One of those ones. ECU was down 6 with like a minute and a half left, and CJ Walker said, "We're not losing this fucking game. Give me the ball every time." And he's a fucking beast. But yeah,
I still believe.
Let's go.
I'm worried it's going to be a one basket game, but I'll still take ECU. Laying the 3.5. Kramer working on pulling up this awesome fight video, and I think we got it here. YouTube.com/SportsGambling
He won't shake his hand.
You got these typical NC State pussies talking trash to this ECU guy.
Tossing. I mean, there's like 3 dudes trying to punch him at the same time, and he is just fucking whooping some ass.
He knocks the same. He knocks the same guy out 3 times. Very embarrassing.
I love how the one guy comes in and pulls off one of the guys getting his ass kicked. No, you need to stop the ECU guy. He's the guy that's wrecking shop.
Let's do it one more time here. Let's do it one more time. I mean, it's just.
I mean,
so they're talking to this ECU guy,
The guy
they're saying, "Hey, you're not welcome here. This is we're NC
right
State
here.
guys." Yeah,
right here. What's happening is he's like, I'm gonna give you a chance to apologize. And this guy with the shades right here, he realizes this guy's not gonna apologize. And he's like, I'm out of here. I'm not getting fucked up.
The first guy just like doesn't see it coming.
It's just such a good hit. Oh man.
Just a perfect right hook right to the jaw.
Oh yeah, blue shorts. Watch this guy with blue shorts right here. This guy right here. Ready? Down. One time. Right here. Go down.
Oh, wow.
Two
the
times.
second time.
Not done yet. Not
he
done
gets
yet.
Up, he wants a little more. Oh my God, that's so amazing.
That's the repeat concussion stuff they talk about. He's holding onto the fence because he can't stand. Look at this guy.
He got his ass kicked.
Look, a lot of people tell me, what's the best moment in ECU history, and it's the Peach Bowl.
Is that
Jeff Blake? But this one, I think it tops it, man. I think this is the best moment in ECU history, just against these private school pussies. Yeah, let's go.
Probably they all went to ECU though. That's the reality. They probably just.
They don't look like ECU guys though. They don't look like ECU guys.
What do you mean?
No.
ECU has a look about them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Cut.
That looks like like Clemson or something. That looks like or Wofford or something. Yeah, like.
So did you guys lock in? Did you idiots finish locking in ECU? Who just lost to Charlotte?
What are you doing?
Days ago.
You're taking UTSA?
March 9th. It was a Sunday. 83-80. Yeah, come on. It's rule number 1 of conference tournament land. All right, let's bring up some futures. Thanks to Pick Dundee, the artiste. Memphis, the 1 seed, -150. North Texas, +220. UAB, still not allowed to have the Dragon on the sideline, 6-1. Tulane, 17-1. FAU, 14-1. East Carolina, wow, Colby, 55-1. What a generous price. Temple, 40-1. Wichita State. Colby mentioned that home atmosphere potentially. 30-1. South Florida, the 9 seed, 120-1. Tulsa, the 10 seed, 300-1. UTSA, only 75-1. Very interesting. Rice, 12-1. The 12 seed, 100-1. And is this correct? Charlotte's 1,000-1.
Yes.
I don't know why it's not showing part 2. There it
goes. I love how they're on their own graphic.
Well, it's and sometimes they just take a second to load, so I feel like an ass over there. So are we still calling them the Clits?
We are. They are the Clits.
And fun fact, it is very funny to me that they're the Charlotte 49ers, named after the year that the school almost went under but didn't.
And their logo is a gold miner besides the Clit logo. So it's even more hilarious.
It wasn't the gold miners.
I know.
Called them the 49ers because the school.
That's even better though. Let's just put a gold miner there. No, I mean, I look, Memphis is I don't think they're going to get it done because they're going to be in the tournament regardless. Their non-con was very impressive. So, I think you go back to that bracket.
You don't think they want to win?
I mean, I think they do, but they had so many close calls, and the fact that you're going to be, like I said, Rice almost beat them. ECU probably should have beat them. They're gonna. I think Wichita can get Wichita. I think pushed them to the brink. Wichita beat them one time in Wichita.
Beat them in overtime.
Well, should have beat them in. Or it's like a 4-point game in Memphis there. So I think they kind of have a slippery path there. Yeah, I mean, look, I got to take the ECU play just because I think it's the best team we've had in a while. We've already beaten UAB. If we can get past why is the UTSA game scarier than the UAB game to me? But you also kind of got to like North Texas because Denton is 30 minutes away from where this tournament's being held. I think those will be my 2 plays. There is, I think.
What about Tulane at 17-1? I mean, they're the longest shot of the top 4 that get the I don't know, if you call it the single bye, whatever it is. I mean, they're going to be playing the winner of Charlotte Rice and then Florida Atlantic. And then to your point, Colby, like if they win, they'll probably play either the Memphis or the winner of that. I could see them. How did Tulane match up against Memphis in conference?
Yeah, I actually think they got their ass whooped. Tulane, they've had issues with Memphis, but I mean, you do kind of like that spot. If Wichita can clip Memphis, then you're in a good spot to win this thing potentially.
You know what? I'll just take. I'm going to take Wichita State 30-1. And then I'll take Temple because those are two of the teams that beat Memphis. So why not? If it's a toss up, give me Wichita State and give me Temple. Kramer, what are you doing? 2 long shots here for me.
So yeah,
although North Texas at plus 230, I don't hate it, but
most of the conference plays faster ball. North Texas does not. So that's an obvious play. Now, do I single shot it? Or another team that plays slower, Tulane. I could throw them in the portfolio on the north side of the bracket, and then the third team with the slower pace with a reasonable chance to do something here. Colby's ECU Pirates.
We believe.
So I think I go North Texas, and then small plays on Tulane and ECU.
Okay. ECU 55-1, North Texas plus 230, and then Tulane 300-1. Or no, wait, sorry, that was I was looking at Tulsa. Tulane is 17-1. I don't mind the Tulane. I was kind of thinking it, but I like the two teams that beat Memphis, Temple and Wichita. Let's go.
Oh, interesting. I could also add Wichita to the portfolio and potentially get the entire Final Four correct. No, I'm. Yeah, give me Wichita too. I'm gonna pull a pick Dundee here. Just take the
spreading the board.
Yeah. Full unit on North Texas. Quarter unit on
Colby. Did you use WD-40 on your chair?
No.
No.
Do you hear it right now?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Wait, do it
I got
again?
a screwdriver here though, so I mean,
okay.
Whoa.
We can figure some things out.
What kind of screwdriver is that?
Doing some electrical work.
It's a little Phillips. Phillips.
It's one of those
small,
mini ones.
It is a mini one. Got to get my son's batteries out. He goes through these fucking toys left and right, man. White Tiger. Shout out to White Tiger.
I don't know why this just popped up. I uploaded a long time ago, but the St. Francis mascot that we were showing earlier. Check out this version of him. This guy's got like an OnlyFans or something.
He's fun, man.
This guy's out of control. All right. Anyway, back to the Big East. Done with the American, on to the big boys of the East Coast. Fabulous conference. Shout out to Rick Pitino. I was wondering this before the show, Colby, but have him and his son won conferences in the regular season in the same year? Feels like something they would celebrate over a meal at a diner. if I knew my guy Rick.
I did see a video of him rating the top Italian dishes.
He's going full media.
It was hilarious. They're like lasagna. He's like, I give that a 5, 1 to 10. He's like, it's unpredictable where you're getting it at. And they did. What do you give it? What do you give lasagna? 5, Kramer?
You will.
Lasagna is pretty awesome, but also I feel like I never order it at a restaurant.
Lasagna is one of those things where I'm only ordering a lasagna at a restaurant if lasagna is the meal. It's very easy to fuck up lasagna by using the wrong parts inside a lasagna.
I've had big issues on the college basketball experience with the great Noah Beanick because I say Chicago pizza is lasagna, and he says Detroit and Chicago better than New York pizza. He says New York's not even top 5, and I just blasphemy. Where are you guys at with Chicago pizza? It's lasagna, right?
I would put Detroit pizza over Chicago pizza. I would then put almost every other type of pizza over Chicago pizza. It's a weird novelty. If you eat a slice of it, you feel like shit. it's a huge it's a huge undertaking.
You need a fucking fork and knife. You know what I mean?
Delicious.
Like,
don't get me wrong. I sat at the bar at Numero Due, and I had the little, tiny little pizza comes out, and you can barely eat half of it because it's like this. It's like 4 inches thick. But no, I would say that it's a different food group than some of the other pizzas, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's a casserole. New York pizza, best in the world. Can't beat it.
Yeah. Amen.
And also, too, I would say Italy. There was like an urban legend, at least for me, where you go, oh, Italy, the pizzas over there is so different. You wouldn't like it, like blah blah blah, or the pizza's like not their thing in Italy. The pizza in Italy is awesome. So very, very delicious over there, and it's closer to the New York thin crust. So
I can tell you this: the pizza in North Carolina is fucking horrible.
Yeah. Someone who went to school in Southwest Virginia, pizza's not the first. Pizza and Chinese food, I would say, probably not the first things you want to fire up on the old fast food list. I mean, imagine coming from New Jersey, never having eaten a chain slice of pizza in my life. And then next thing you know, people are raving about this place called Papa John's. And it turns out they like it because they just send it with tubs of butter.
I'll take Papa John's over Pizza Hut though. Pizza Hut's like,
if that's like saying you'd rather eat pizza than shit. I mean, that's like a wild. I mean, no disrespect if you like Pizza Hut, but Pizza Hut is the worst.
Save this for when we get Pizza Hut as a sponsor.
Pizza Hut is the worst pizza on the planet.
If you hear us doing Pizza Hut or Subway reads, just know they dropped the bag.
Yeah, kick me in the fucking dick.
I'll do it.
Yeah, well, yeah, of course.
I'll try and sell it
as an Italian. I
can just see Sean now. Jared wasn't as bad as we thought he was.
Hey, Jared did his time, and it's time for you to check out the new sweet teriyaki chicken. Delicious.
Pizza Hut and Subway would be
freshly blended yoga mat.
Pizza Hut and Subway would be pretty. That'd be
not on brand.
Be a big low, yeah, but pretty strong stiff low. All right, so Big East, in the Garden, standard issue Big East tournament, and we basically have. I feel like we need more teams in the Big East.
I feel like they got to remove all this Peacock shit.
Also, yeah, what is that? We can't watch the games?
Yeah, you're gonna need your Peacock going.
What is Fox doing, giving up the Big East early games? Why would they do that?
That probably means no Gus on the call, right?
Yeah, what are you doing? Like, we're not gonna have a full day of Gus calling to Paul Georgetown. Unbelievable fucking horse shit. We'll have to look deeper into this. Butler, the 9 seed, Providence, the 8 seed. First game of the day, 1 p.m. on the West Coast. Providence is catching 1.5 points because they're hot shit in a bad way, like steaming shit, not like a hot shit, like something attractive or someone on a heater, like a steaming pile of shit on a turf lawn. That's not coming off.
It's pretty shitty.
I mean, that it's just getting smeared in on that synthetic grass. It's not. Nothing organic about that. I'm laying the points with Butler because I'm taking a break from Providence for personal reasons.
I co-sign this. I mean, Butler's offense is probably the best unit on the floor here. You look at some of the conference only stats. Providence, bottom of the conference defense. I think Butler's going to be able to put it on him. I mean, when Providence lost to DePaul at home, that's when you knew this program really hit a rock bottom. It was a once proud franchise under our good friend there, Cooley. They ran him out of town. I still don't know why they got rid of Ed Cooley. I think you got.
Well, when you get called Hitler, I think it's time to go, right?
Yeah, I mean, but really, what did he do? Man's got a complicated personal life. He's a college basketball coach. Who are you to judge? I think this is just a spoiled fan base. Like Ed Cooley really built up this program, built up this fan base, and now it's kind of falling apart without him there to steer the ship. All over Butler here.
You know what? It reminds me of when Police Academy got rid of Gutenberg, and then they tried to,
Not quite.
Tried to just tried to throw out some bullshit. You know what I mean?
Remember when the Roseanne show got rid of Roseanne because she said some crazy shit on Twitter, and they're like, no, we won't miss it. It'll still be the Roseanne show. And they called it the Arnold's, and people like they kept it on the air just to like out of spite because they hated Roseanne so much. So like we got to keep this on the air, and then quietly cancel it because no one's gonna watch the Roseanne show without Roseanne. Yeah. No one gives a fuck about Providence basketball without Ed Cooley.
Yeah,
give me Butler all day here.
Me and CJ talked about this for like 40 minutes on a UFL show one day. Subscribe to the UFL Gambling Podcast, but the thing that's great is they could have just promoted Motormouth Jones or Tackleberry. Instead, they wheeled out like a guy that looked like Gutenberg named Proctor. Yes. Right? They just like wheeled out some guys. Like we didn't have the talent, the money to hire Gutenberg, so we just wheeled out the closest thing we could find. And it was all downhill from there. But yeah, all over Butler here.
Let's get it.
Whew. Long way to get there. DePaul, Georgetown, two of the class. I mean, honestly, maybe the two worst teams in the conference over the past 5 years collectively. Georgetown laying 3.5 here. They get a little bonus postseason DePaul day. Colby, 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. What are we doing here?
I'm back to Ed Cooley here. Look, DePaul just beat them down in Chicago. Yeah. Cooley's revenge. He's gonna make some adjustments. Another thing is Georgetown was fresh off that Villanova win at the buzzer, so I feel like DePaul caught him at the right time. Ed Cooley went to Chicago. He realized the pizza's bullshit. Now he's going to New York. He's going to be eating that good delicious New York pizza all fucking day. That's probably honestly why the coaching. He probably had the Chicago pizza the night before, and then like he went to go coach. He's like, God damn, I'm full. Right? Yeah. I'm just not ready to get up and yell at the players. Yeah. Georgetown, let's go Hoyas.
Oh, I mean, I was there with the wife, and I mean, honestly, the deep dish, the day of like, oh, let's go get deep dish, completely derailed what could have been some electric activities later. One of those guys who will get
yeah, if you want to not get laid, eat a Chicago deep dish pizza. I mean, imagine like early on in the dating process, you're like, hey, sweetie, you wanna split a deep dish pizza?
I mean, I quick sidebar.
No, you're gonna be fuck. Hey,
that's what Valentine's Day was all about. Didn't they have that big massacre, that Valentine's Day massacre? Yeah. The problem was the rival gang had just had Chicago pizza. Turns out, yeah, Chicago pizza has ruined more pussy than anything. So let's go.
That's we got to get a quote graphic with Colby. It's like social quote graphics where it's the person's like in there, like in a headshot looking all professional. And then Colby's quote is Chicago's pizza has destroyed more pussy than anything, I guess.
No, but can't you picture yourself? You're in Chicago. It's 19, whatever that. What Kramer, can you look up when the Valentine's Day massacre was?
Valentine's Day.
I mean, what year though? What year was that? I guarantee you they saw the guy coming. They saw the guys coming, and then they went to go react, and they just ate that gigantic fucking pizza, and they were a little slow. I was like Ironhead Hayward on the Falcons, right? That 1 yard run became a little different than when he added that 100 pounds to it. So,
February 14th. 1929, 96 years ago. Wikipedia in like the summary has attack type: massacre, mass shooting, mass murder, 2 Thompson submachine guns, 2 shotguns.
See, I'm telling you, I've done it, dude. I've been to where they shot these people, and look, you bring out that Thompson
gang.
You bring out that Thompson machine gun. They were all hitting the deck, but they just weren't able to hit that fast enough because that big ass lasagna pizza.
I'm with Colby. Well, I think
on you're with me on the handicap on the Valentine's Day massacre.
There was a lot to unpack there, but Georgetown laying the 3.5. Cooley's got the postseason.
Wait. Who cares about Georgetown? I want to know about. Are you with me on my analysis of the Valentine's Day massacre?
Yeah. Yeah, you're full. You're angry. It's like murders go up when it's hot outside.
I have
look at the crime stats in New York. Any hot summer, murders go up.
Unfortunately, the internet exists. The Valentine's Day massacre happened in 1929. Deep dish pizza was not invented until 1943. So,
all right, now maybe it was just lasagna then.
It could have been. Actually, founded by Rudy Malnati, who was the founder of Pizzeria Uno on the north side.
I've barfed in one of their joints.
Yeah.
You know,
no,
that is a disgusting act.
Yeah, I don't know. When I first went there as a young person, I was there alone for work. Someone told me go sit at the bar at Numero Dua and have him make you a pizza. Like I just said, I'll take a pizza. I didn't even order the ingredients. Just came out. Georgetown, lay the points. Fuck deep dish pizza. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Seton Hall, Villanova. Villanova laying 11.5 points. Does seem like a team that has improved over the course of the season. But is this a bit number too big to let?
It's too much. Shaheen Holloway's from New York City. He's like, you saw him almost knock off Slick Rick Pitino. He's got pride. He's got fucking pride. His own hometown. I'm all over Seton Hall in the points here.
Kramer, what are you doing? You love a big dog.
This Seton Hall
took
team
care of him both times.
Super ass.
Yeah. We got our boy Dixon running up the score. Villanova laying the big number.
3 of 7 required overtime. I don't know if I want to get behind. You know what? Give me Villanova.
A lot of red there, and of course Villanova second in the nation in free throw percentage, 81.1, compared to Seton Hall 66.7. That's an insane difference.
Give me Nova.
Nova rolls. Cats. Let's do it.
Marquette, the 5 seed. Xavier, the 4 seed. Marquette laying 2.5 here. It's an interesting. My first thought when I looked at the seed lines was like, oh, I'll be intrigued to see what the Marquette price is to win the tournament. And then I saw, I'm like, oh, all right, they're factoring this shit in. And again, worth noting that I know we showed it already, but this game is actually in the quarterfinals already. All the other games we were talking about were play-in games. For future purposes only, but yeah, I mean, this seems like a spot where Colby's going to have to talk me out of taking Marquette here.
No, I'm taking Marquette, and the way they just lost Heartbreak Hotel, Shaka's done decently well in the Big East tournament. They lost by 2 to Xavier last time they played. I think it's a revenge spot there. So give me the Golden Eagles to fly high.
I'm going Xavier here. They've won 7 in a row. I think this is they just keep rolling. I don't know what's going on over by Colby, but I think they keep rolling. I think this number should be higher. Xavier very good from the line. 7 percentage points better. They hit their threes. They can get hot. And Marquette, decent defense, pretty good overall. But this should be a game, and you're getting 2.5 points. Give me a X gonna give it to you. Give me Xavier.
I mean, if you look at I think some of it who Xavier's been playing versus who Marquette's been playing. You flip some of these games around and it looks very different. Yeah, I think you're being fooled a little bit, Sean. So okay. Marquette laying the points.
Thank you.
Yeah, just give
fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
What is?
I was trying to do. What is George Bush's take on that, Colby?
Yeah, you can't be fooled again, but he has several. I don't have that exact one, but I do have this one.
I hear there's rumors on the internets. I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
He really took it to another level when it came to just being just shooting from the hip, I think is what they say. All right, St. John's plus 250. Patino's made it pretty clear they don't want to win this. Creighton, or at least they don't care about winning it. He would never say out loud that they weren't going to try to win it, but he doesn't seem to prioritize it. Creighton plus 330, Yukon plus 350. They're interesting. Marquette plus 425. They're interesting as well. Xavier 7-1, Villanova 18-1. I'm sure Sean will say they're interesting. Butler 22-1, and then you have the mega long shots. Georgetown 200-1, Providence 250-1, Seton Hall 300-1, and DePaul, whose existence is very curious, 500-1. Bringing up the bracket, in case you were wondering, and reminder, we have Peacocks is somehow crowbarred in here. But none of the long shots are worth taking, right, Colby?
Yeah, I mean, to me, the best one out of those long shots would be Butler. Even the odds reflected, just because Butler's been in all these games. Like, I mean, DePaul, Seton Hall, and Providence have got their ass whooped in a slew of these fucking games. But Butler's at least been in. Like, Butler should have beaten a lot of these teams, if not, has wins against some of these teams. But Butler still, they find ways to lose games, so you can't feel too confident on them getting very far.
Well, they catch St. John's.
Yeah, exactly. But that could be a dangerous game. I'll tell you that. Yeah, give me Marquette. And I think from the South side, I will take
South side.
I will take Yukon. I think those are the only two plays you can do. I mean, the Johnnies. What are the Johnnies odds again?
250, and I hesitate because they're at home.
Yeah, I mean that place is so lit.
They might not want to win and still win, right?
I do think the city, New York is one of those places when something is rolling down the hill, people are gonna catch on to it, and so
I'm obviously taking Nova at 18-1. I think that's I mean, they're a competitive program.
But why make St. John's play the noon game?
What's that?
They play the noon game. So to Colby's point, if there's ever going to be a quote sleepy spot where St. John's doesn't have the benefit of the crowd.
Yeah, I still think they would beat Butler or God forbid Providence. So I think they still get past them. I think they could fumble the bag there in the championship. I'll take Villanova and I'll take Xavier because I got them beating Marquette. So I think Xavier at 7-1 on the north side, Villanova 18-1 on the south side.
Colby, what are you doing?
Marquette, Yukon.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was kind of my instincts as well. Like Yukon, because it seems like this is the exact kind of thing that Hurley would want to pull out and measure in.
Well, and Hurley's going to be hoping that Marquette or Xavier picks off St. John's, which I think is possible. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we'll both take Yukon and Marquette. Sean taking Xavier and Villanova. The Villanova price is interesting.
They are interesting because they are another one, much like Butler, that has been in some of these games that have just found ways to lose. Like they should have won at Yukon, who they would play in the second round. Then you're talking after that. They probably are going to get Creighton.
That's it though. I think, yeah, it's so hard to pick against Yukon and St. John's in the Garden. All right, let's move over to the MEAC. I have no Sean left. I think he could be protesting the MEAC. Maybe he doesn't want to talk about it.
Ooh.
Who knows? We'll see. Very classic tournament. Shout out to the MEAC. It's crazy that I mean, how often do we get to look at a perfect 8-team tournament? No extra rounds, no extended lines, just 8 teams playing off in 4 games in a traditional quarterfinals. This tournament is also on Wednesday, the 12th. Sean's back. He's not protesting the MEAC after all.
Just grabbing a beer. Relax.
First game, 3 p.m. on the West Coast.
This is in Norfolk, Virginia, by the way.
Yes, in Norfolk, Virginia, which shout out to me. I've been in this building to watch a number of high schools have graduation. It was pretty wild. Maryland Eastern Shore, the 8th seed, taking on Norfolk State, which certainly will have a crowd element. The 1 seed,
these crowds have been lit for them too. That's why I mentioned that from the odds point of view, you got to like the fact they're dead even with South Carolina State tells you something. We'll get to that, but continue. I'm sorry.
Laying 16.5. Rumors Michael Vick will be in the building, so there's a little bump there. Local legend, Sean, you know. I'm laying. I don't know much about a Maryland Eastern Shore, but
a lot of red on the old Ken Pop.
Sounds like a risky spot to go.
Art Shell went there. But I will lay it as well. Norfolk State coming off that road trip. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, Norfolk at home, much better team. They could put a whooping on Maryland Eastern Shore. Maryland Eastern Shore, one of the worst defenses in college basketball, only to be outdone by one of the worst offenses. 346 in offensive efficiency, 356 in defensive efficiency. Norfolk State's a team that, has hung around in tournament games, real tournament games before.
So 4 of the 6 wins for Maryland Eastern Shore are against not Division I teams. Penn State, Schuylkill, Schuylkill, Gallaudet, no idea what that is. Bryn, Anthem, and Karen. I mean, how do you get to play? Why would you play so many teams like that on the schedule? Just the confidence, I guess. This is a horrible team. Horrible team. Coppin State, the 7 seed, South Carolina State, the 2 seed, 14.5 points, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Yeah, I think we've learned this before with these conferences. There's a big gap between the good teams and the bad teams.
Especially those two. I would say those two are way up too. So, yeah.
All right, hopping over to Thursday, Morgan State, the 5.
I'm also on South Carolina State.
That was the yup. Strong yup. I understand.
See, did you get his pick, Colby?
Oh, I was the first one to say it. You got to take the good teams versus the bad teams. Very easy handicapping style.
Lock it in.
Morgan State, the 5 seed. Howard, who by the way are the Bison, the 4 seed, also the alma mater of Gus Johnson, laying 2.5 points here. Colby, what's the handicap?
Let's take Howard here. Howard's won 4 straight against him. It's a bit of a rivalry, but I mean, these have been, last time they played in Norfolk, Howard won by 13, but the other games have been kind of close, but yeah, they won 4 straight for a reason. Give me the Bison.
Classic sweep, Sean.
Howard owns Morgan State. What else do you need to know? Give me Howard as well.
North Carolina Central, the 6 seed, taking on Delaware State, the 3 seed. Delaware State, sick ass. Speaking of teams with sick mascots and logos, laying 1.5 here. Colby, is this one of the better mascots in the game?
To be honest, I think the SWAC is tops for any conference.
Oh, okay.
I've talked about this. The SWAC and their logos, but the MEAC, Delaware State's is fire. But the SWAC in general, like Mississippi Valley State, there's just a slew. The Jackson State one's fire. The Florida A&M one's fire. Alabama State's is fire. So I mean, they've really done a good job with their logos and branding, with the exception of Alcorn State. Texas Southern, great fucking. That's what I'm saying. So they've done a great job. I like Southern and Grambling's got the classic G. So I'm going to say top conference, but the MEAC, they not bad. For the game, Central. This is actually the best game. Central, Lavelle Moton have been playing better of late. Now they did just get destroyed on the game I was on, but prior to that, they knocked off the 1 seed. So, yeah, give me Central to get Delaware State here. It's best game of the 4.
I'm with you, Colby. All over North Carolina Central. They split, but the one loss for NC Central was in OT, playing good basketball here, and they're catching 1.5. Give me NC Central and the Eagles. Go Birds. Get it done.
No, I love what Stan Waterman's got going on year 4. Best offense he's seen. Lay it with Delaware State. The Hornets. Like me some Stan Waterman. Water. Sorry. Here comes the future odds. South Carolina State and Norfolk State co-favorites at +125. The Bison of Howard 12-1. NC Central 16-1 with Delaware State. Interesting. They're the dog, same future price. Morgan State 35-1, and then Eastern Shore and Coppin State 250-1. 2 Eagles in a small division. A lot of things that fly. This is actually a very diverse. Who wins in the Royal Rumble, Colby?
That I'm going to take the Morgan State Bear. Yeah, because that bear there.
If you're allergic to a hornet.
But if you look at the other logo, the bear's doing like a bitch slap, and it's just fantastic.
These are some sick logos, though.
No, that dude, all of them are. It's a solid conference for logos.
I like the MEAC logos, unlike Colby.
I mean, the Howard Bisons, I think, would have a pretty good chance against Morgan State Bears. That means, can you bring up the? Let's take a look at the old brackets.
Bear versus Bison. You're taking a Bison?
It would have a shot. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the home team, Norfolk State.
Yeah, how do you not like Norfolk State here?
And then
those conferences.
I love the fact that Central has a pretty smooth ride. Delaware State, and then they're gonna get. I mean, South Carolina State just blew out Central. I actually kind of like that because I think the first matchup was a game.
I'm with Colby. Take them on the south side, North Carolina Central, and then you get your big play on Norfolk State, home team plus 125, easy money. Kramer, what are you doing?
I like where the spirit's at, but has Central beaten South Carolina State this year?
I think they lost in what they did overtime, right?
They've lost and won.
They've beat the top 2 seeds, man. Central has beaten Norfolk State and South Carolina State this year. That's what I'm saying. And Lavelle Moton's a proven that. Why have we seen him in the play-in game so many times? You know.
So here's what I'm going to propose. I think Delaware State also split against South Carolina State. Both teams are 16-1. Give me both of them to go with North. So we'll take full unit on Norfolk State and quarter unit on Delaware State and Central. Call it a hedge.
Already he's got his clippers out.
Call it a hedge.
Jose over here hedging.
All right, we're I love the pace we're on right now. A couple miles into the hike, about to hit some elevation here. As we
now we got a real conference, Big West, baby.
As we take to the Big West,
Matadors,
who clearly they hired a graphic designer, or did they? Can't tell if this is AI. Someone stole a template from another conference and just put their. I mean,
love the Ontario Airport shot out there.
Yeah. Also, make the font for the teams match everything else. It's a little bit. It looks ransom notice. Anyway, don't be confused. They got teams on top and on the it's the classic barbecue tongs approach.
Yeah,
but they gave us a really fucked up visual representation of it. All right. First up,
this conference is way up. By the way, way up.
Only two teams to talk about because again, you only have 2 sides to the tongs. Bakersfield, the 8 seed, Santa Barbara, the 5 seed. They're playing out in Henderson.
I mean,
couldn't afford a Vegas location, so they went for the cheaper alternative down there in beautiful Henderson, the Orange County of Nevada. Santa Barbara, the Gauchos laying 4.5.
Let's just start here real quick. The fact that Santa Barbara's a 5 seed, like the Gauchos have won this conference a number of years. I think that just highlights how well the Big West Conference is this year, right, Colby?
100%. I it's one of my favorite conferences. Just the fact you've had UC San Diego come from the D2 ranks, they are awesome. Yeah. Irvine's still a great school. Riverside's come along. Northridge and Cal Poly have gotten their programs up. So I mean, it's a really fun league.
I was looking at where the venue is. I was actually eating a Korean barbecue not too far from the location.
Wow.
Yeah.
True fact. UCSB is going to unleash a bunch of 3-pointers and bury Cal State Bakersfield. This number's a little short considering how good UCSB is hitting the 3 ball and how bad Cal State Bakersfield is at defending it. Give me the Slugs all day. Or no, wait, no, that's
Gauchos.
Gauchos.
Gauchos. Yeah.
UC Santa Cruz is the Slugs.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Gauchos too. They're the more experienced team. It hasn't gone the way they thought. You know, they had some big portal guys that I think they liked, but they are. I think they're still a solid team, and I think they're still a team that there's still a shot that they could do something in this tournament. But I'll lay the number there against the Roadrunners.
2-0 against Bakersfield this year. This is lock potential, Sean. Great micro matchups all over the court too. Love the 3-point line for our Gauchos. Cal Poly, the 7 seed. Sorry, UCSB -4.5. Cal Poly, the 7 seed, -2.5 against UC Davis, the 6 seed. They got a lot of cows out in UC Davis. Actually, both these schools, a lot of cows around. Colby.
It's a tricky one. Davis, there's rumors that Jim Les is on the way out the door, the former Sacramento Kings shooting guard. He's their head coach. They lost 6 straight to end the season. Meanwhile, Cal Poly, you know, unbelievable that they got 14 wins this year, considering how bad they were a year ago. They are laying 3.5, but they lost by 11 to UC Davis last time they played. Listen to that. They're telling you, Cal Poly Mustangs. Let's go.
What was the Cal Poly conference record in 2024, Sean? Sorry, 2023.
Cal Poly's conference record
last year. Yep.
Last
season.
What do they play? 12 conference games?
How many conference wins?
2.
Colby?
I believe it was 0.
0.
Yeah.
0. And they were down so bad last year. They only beat Laverne by 18 points. Laverne is a tiny school out by us, Sean. Not exactly spending a ton of money on the basketball program. Anyway,
I'm going with UC Davis. I know they're coming in cold here, but they beat Cal Poly both times they played them. How do you beat a slump? You with the slump buster. Cal Poly is coming in. You know, got a couple extra pounds, maybe had a couple cocktails, feeling the mojo. This is the ultimate slump buster for UC Davis. Let's go. They have chemistry. They know how to beat them. They know how to take care of business. Give me UC Davis all day here. Live on the money line. Kramer.
Interestingly, that those games against Cal Poly were a little while ago.
Yep.
You know what? I'm going to take a flyer on Cal Poly. Give me the Mustangs.
This is going to end poorly for you.
And Colby, me and Colby.
No, Colby plays by his own rules. He doesn't have a system like you.
All right. So a reminder again, barbecue tongs, UC San Diego +250. It's hard to not take them. UC Irvine, the Anteaters, one of the better nicknames in sports, +330. The Matadors +350. Highlanders of Riverside +425. Santa Barbara 7-1. Cal Poly 18-1. UC Davis 22-1. And Bakersfield 1,000,000-1. There's the bracket for anyone who cares to look at it. Obviously, huge advantage to not playing a couple games, but this is not a tremendous. This isn't like having to win 4 games or some of the longer or bigger barbecue tongue tournament formats. It's only a couple games, and so
if you're CSUN, you do have to win 4, right?
No, I mean like just the rest advantage of having to play like 3 play-in games before you get to
CSUN would be 3
games to get 3 wins is the championship.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, yeah, I misread that.
So
3's doable for the Matadors. Obviously,
any value down the board here.
Yeah, not for the long shots. I mean, maybe Santa Barbara, just based off their history, but they have a hard road, man. They get CSUN in the second round, and then UC San Diego, and then probably Irvine. Man, I mean that's a pretty brutal stretch there. I kind of like Riverside's chances better at an upset, even though Riverside's been fire at home, but man, away from home they've been up and down. So, give me the chalk. I'm going UC San Diego.
Yeah, they're very good.
Yeah, they are good.
If I'm looking for the other team, CSUN. I think CSUN is the one.
Let's go. I'm with Colby. Give me CSUN. You know what? And I don't need UCSD. They're coming out of the same side. I don't want to eat into my CSUN Matador profits. I gotta try and track down a CSUN jersey if they win this thing, so I can rock that over at the Circus Stadium swim.
The odds are very short for CSUN. All right,
it's a good sign. They might actually win it.
Good talk about the Big West. Any other teams you want to add in, Colby?
Man, I mean, no. I think though you can make a case for Santa Barbara.
Yeah.
Just because,
give me Santa Barbara and San Diego. We'll call it a mini hedge.
It's gonna hurt when CSUN blows up your futures, Kramer.
Well, I'm in my simulation. I have the Gauchos taking on San Diego there in the quarterfinal or the semifinals. So
hater.
All right, last one.
Oh, great conference.
Colby's favorite conference. Probably likes every coach in this conference.
They're all chums of mine.
We do like this conference as well, Sean. The conference is close personal friends with Derek, so we're close personal friends with the Mountain West. A little bit of a, at this point, standard format here. You got 3 play-in games before the rest of the tournament starts there in the quarterfinals. We'll get to the games right now. First game is pretty early on the West Coast, 11 a.m. Hopefully they don't know shenanigans the night before. Wyoming, the 9 seed, San Jose State, the 8 seed. San Jose State's laying 1.5 here. Wyoming has been a bit of a mystery to me all year, and it would probably hard to back them away from home. Colby.
Yeah, I just want to make sure, man. So,
and San Jose State beat Wyoming twice.
For me, it's very simple. San Jose State is crooked. We got some player fixing allegations, although I think they were betting on themselves to get like points and rebounds.
Wait, that was Fresno State. That was Fresno State.
Same difference. Wait,
That's the rivals.
It was 100%.
Yeah,
it was 100% Fresno. I thought it was San Jose.
As far as I know, but Will McClendon is a game time decision, which is their second leading scorer. So there is that, but no, I mean they're actually Fresno's a rival of San Jose State. Yeah, Tim Miles, he's a chum of mine. We hang out. You know, we've hit 18. Is that what they say?
Oh,
hit
come
18.
on! You don't.
What?
Come on!
What is going on?
We've swung for 18.
We might not. We may have to reschedule some of the pods. Kramer, did you see Colby's his tea times for Monday and Tuesday? It's just
is that going to get in the way?
Well, you know, you heard about the Nicholas course they got up north. He's got to hit that. Then he's got to play. He's got to play the Palisades.
Love The Shining. I love The Shining.
The Trump course. Colby, big fan. He's got to get out there, swing his clubs around. So
I actually been to that
podcast.
I went to that Trump course once. I went to that Trump course once just to try to ask him why he ruined the USFL. The security wouldn't let me get to him. But still after that, I was on my way out because he was giving a speech there. I took their flag on the 18th hole and I threw that shit in the ocean. All right. So, who really won now? Huh?
Colby, what are you doing? Wyoming or San Jose State?
San Jose State -1.5. Let's go.
Well, are the allegations that San Jose State is the crooked side? Because I just found this. They're raising money in an interesting way.
Oh.
Casino night. I'm all proceeds benefit athletic scholarship fund, quote unquote. Must look deeper. All right. San Jose State beat Wyoming twice. So that's open and shut case for me.
Yeah, I'll take San Jose State. I don't know. I was confusing them with Fresno, but I don't feel great about it. I'm scared of these. Scared of Wyoming a little bit here. That's a short number though.
Don't be scared. Next up, Fresno State. The the other gambling school, 10 seed, Nevada, the 7 seed, very close personal friends with the head coach Colby is. So I'm sure he'll have a completely objective, unbiased handicap for us.
I hung out with Wahlberg too. Besides Mark that was on our show, it was the other Wahlberg. Guys, we got to smash Nevada here. Come on, Steve.
It's Nevada. Come on.
Add it up. We're not a little worried about this number being a hair big for Nevada.
I mean, it's now or never for this team. They came in like you got to lay it. Let's go.
Now this is the team that we're fading that's crooked. So
correct.
I'm 100% on board with that. It's in Las Vegas. You get these Fresno State kids finding some local side action. This is
going to be horrible.
They're going to be in trouble.
Laying 12.5 points with Stevie Boy.
It's a new lease on life.
I'll do it, but I'm going to blame you guys when we lose. Air Force, the 11 seed, UNLV, the 6 seed, another 12.5 point spread. 4 p.m. on the West Coast, Wednesday the 12th. Aim high. What is it? Fly high.
Aim high. Come on.
Aim high.
Miss small. Yeah.
I'm not an Air Force guy. You know that.
You got to. I think you got to lay it here. Although I will say, UNLV might have been on the take last year because Air Force won by like 40 in Vegas. I'm laying it though.
Air Force is horrible.
I knew that at media days. I was like interviewing me. I was like, wait, this is your team, right? It was like, this is your guys here. And I mean, I appreciate what their service to the country, but this is your team captains. So like, okay,
I want to take Air Force, but UNLV put it on them both times. Nah, they're gonna roll, and the Rebels are kind of interesting in this tournament. Obviously, with the home court advantage, Kramer. You said but I assume you're on.
I'm not an Air Force guy.
Okay.
I am a Vegas guy.
There you go.
2 clues.
Rebels.
Do you require any more clues? All right.
Let's I'm fucking Scooby-Doo over here solving a mystery.
Thursday.
Just say the team that you're picking.
Kramer strikes me as the guy that thought Fred was cool. You know what I mean?
Fred?
Oh, yeah, that sweet bandana. Kramer.
Oh no.
Colby, you missed it. Kramer has been walking around the office with a neat handkerchief wrapped around his neck. It's a sharp look, he said. I question it, but who am I? He's a married guy. I don't know, whatever.
There are some questions about how all these people are friends. You watch a little Scooby-Doo. It's like, all right, I understand the guy and the dog. And I understand the guy and the girl, but why are all 4 of you friends?
Weed brings people together.
Boise State.
That's the whole plot to Scooby-Doo.
2:30.
Oh, they see ghosts? No, they're fucking high as shit. Come on.
In a van. I mean, yeah.
The guy eating a sandwich bigger than his torso. What? I mean, come on.
Dog talks.
Yeah.
Dog is solving critical elements of the crime.
Yeah. Do you see the mystery van? Oh, hey, baby, you want to come in my van, solve a mystery? The mystery of how this gravity bong got here.
Well, and how does Shaggy never go for Daphne? You know what I mean? That was always puzzling to me.
Well,
he's always talking too much.
He's too high.
Yeah, he's talking too much to Velma.
No,
they need a nerd to keep him on the up and up. She's like the girl who, she knows how to grow the weed. Like
I was rooting her death.
pH.
I was rooting her ghostly death for a long time. I'll tell you that.
Her look is now more popular now than it was back in the day.
Well, we've come full circle.
Yeah.
Boise State laying 1.5 against San Diego State.
This is a 5-star podcast, by the way. Toss is 5 stars.
This is a great game. This is a great game.
Do you know the one team to beat Boise State and Boise?
San Diego State. Also, does San Diego State need
actually no, Colorado State added it. Colorado State, so there's 2 now. Yeah. Both teams need this. I just saw right before we went live, Jerry Palm's thing of Boise's the first or second team out. San Diego State's the second to last team in. So
yeah, this would give our gals. Give me this one, Sean. As you know, I have a San Diego State to make the Final Four ticket.
Yeah,
I need this.
Step 1, make the actual tournament.
I need this game. And of course, I'm going to take San Diego.
I'll take the Aztecs. They got to get this done.
Wrong team's favored. Yeah. Am I crazy to think San Diego State plays well in Vegas?
Still very good defense too.
No, just in general, I feel like they play well in Vegas. I feel like their alumni base shows up in Vegas. I feel like it's not quite Yukon in New York, but
they did just lose to UNLV in Vegas.
No. I mean like these neutral site games.
No, you mentioned playing in Vegas. I'm
talking about playing.
UNLV beat them both times, but
I'm talking about playing at a real. Oh,
I know.
They're playing at the same arena.
I'm just telling you. I'm informing your take.
Okay, that's fair. But this is a neutral site game for these.
Trying to help you, Kramer. I'm still on San Diego State.
I'll take the Aztecs too.
You didn't need your sidebar. They own Vegas.
You're not worried about the free throw discrepancy?
No, because San Diego State
it's huge. It's very huge.
No, it's big, but it doesn't apply here because the San Diego
Meadow and his bowl cut.
Let's go.
What's up with that? I mean, that guy. He's in search of an identity. All right,
Brian Dutcher does have to teach him how to hit some free throws because they still play good defense. All right, makes sense.
Let's get through this before we all turn to dust. New Mexico, shout out Patino 2 plus 250. 330 for Utah State. Wait, it was St. John's also plus 250. That's cute. They have the same odds. 350 for Colorado State. Utah State plus 325. Sean, you have a Final Four future there, right?
Yeah, 80-1.
San Diego State 7-1 to win the conference tourney. I like that price. Boise State plus 425. UNLV, the 6 seed 18-1. Nevada 22-1, and then you have the long shots. San Jose State 200-1. Wyoming 250-1. 300-1 for Fresno and Air Force. I mean, why is this not 1,000,000-1? The Air Force has a 0% chance of winning this.
Oh,
are they taking any action on Air Force?
I'm sure there's a couple Academy members.
No, that would be that would make me feel bad about our Air Force Academy if they're betting on Air Force to win the Mountain West tournament. Colby, where are you going here?
Yeah, so looking at go back to the bracket.
Yes, sir.
So New Mexico would be getting San Jose State, which San Jose State beat New Mexico in San Jose. That's intriguing. I like that San Diego State side because San Diego State gets Boise. Yeah. I think they just beat New Mexico. They could do it again. And then you look on the South side. Honestly, I think, man, Colorado State is fire right now, but I think Nevada's still a value play because that roster is arguably the best roster in the fucking league. So it's like, how bad can you really be as a coach? You've been bad, but can you fix that?
Colorado State owned all the teams. I mean,
Colorado State's just red hot right now, man. So what are their odds again?
The problem is, all right, they lost
plus
one
350.
They lost one to Utah State, both to New Mexico, and one to San Diego State.
Colby, is Utah State, where are they at on the bubble? Or are they in?
No, they're in.
I think they're in. Yeah, they're in. Just give me. How about that? We're gonna go 3 here because it's my lovely Mountain West. San Diego State.
Take all of them.
San Diego State, Colorado State, and Nevada.
San Diego State.
Yeah, 100% San Diego State.
Nevada.
Ooh, 22-1 on Nevada, huh?
And then, San Diego State, Nevada, and then what was the other one?
Colorado State, the red hot team. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Colorado State. And you know what? No, I'll leave them. Colorado State plus 350. I'm gonna take UNLV. You get the home court. I think that could be enough to carry them. I don't like that they're both out of this South side. You know what? I'll do Colorado State, San Diego State, UNLV is my 3. Kramer, what are you doing?
San Diego State.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna go San Diego State, Colorado State. Hope I hit the exacta.
It's a great hedging opportunity, Ryan.
Sometimes you got to hedge. Sometimes you don't.
Hey, thank you everyone for tuning in. Appreciate it. Again, get in on our contests. We got the free bracket contest to $2,000 up for grab, and then
we have some more locks to give out.
Oh, you're right.
Right. If the people would be very upset with you if we didn't give out all the locks.
What? So we have one more lock from the conference tourney games, right?
Yes.
Kramer, what's your third lock?
I had a couple times where I proclaimed this is lock potential.
Yeah.
Let's go with, you know what? Let's just fire on the Gauchos. UCSB minus the 4.5.
Ooh, okay. I was considering that.
Close consideration after that was a MEAC play, Norfolk State.
I'm kind of close to taking Temple. Let me just scrub through, make sure I'm not missing any potential locks.
San Diego State's a great spot too.
I'm going to take UNLV laying the 12.5. They roll here. Rebels. Colby, what do you got? What's your third lock from these conference tourney games?
South Carolina State minus the points against Coppin State.
What was the number?
14.5.
There we go. Big favorite.
Oh my God.
I'm laughing at someone in the chat. Self-bias resistor. LFG, mom's telling me to get off chat.
Look at that avatar.
Yeah, he's got Doom. Shout out to Doom, all-time game. Of course, everyone hopping over to the college experience. I don't need to tell you that. Colby Dant, Moneyline Mac. Of course, check them out wherever you get your pods. Colby going to be in studio starting on Sunday, where the madness truly begins. Get in on our contest, splashsports.com/SGPN. 75K up for grabs. I mean, you can't beat it. $25 entry fee for a chance to win 75K for some college basketball Survivor and our $2,000 free roll. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket. Get in over there. Yeah. And we'll see you tomorrow. More college basketball. Promo code Madness, 20% off everything in the merch store. And of course,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
We need more owl diversification.
Kramer, let it ride.